Chapter 2262. Qin Yin looked at the white energy in his palm and did not discover anything different. It was similar to the white sun divine power he felt. Bai Suxin tidied up her slightly messy white hair, then used the tip of her hair to touch Qin Yin's palm. After her white hair was stained with a bit of the white energy, it immediately sank into her white hair. This should be your white sun divine power? I can't tell what's the difference. Qin Yin looked at Bai Suxin. Bai Suxin's beautiful white hair and white eyebrows shone with a gentle white light at that moment. This is indeed not white yang divine power, but it's very similar to white yang divine power. It has the great recovery abilities of white yang divine power. Bai Suxin said with certainty. Is that so? I really can't see it. Qin Yin continued to release the white energy that rushed out of his palm. As he continued to release the kind of energy, he also felt that the blood in his body was rapidly draining. Not good, my heavenly blood is transforming into this kind of energy. He immediately stopped, in case the heavenly blood was used up. At this moment, white water condensed in his palm. It was a very dense white energy. Bai Suxin quickly drew closer. She opened her alluring mouth slightly and licked the white liquid. So sweet. Bai Suxin licked her lips and smiled coquettishly. This really isn't my white sun divine power. What is that? Qin Yin said. It consumed my blood to condense. That's even less true. My white sun divine power is released directly from white Sunday. I don't need to gather it through blood. Bai Suxin said. Try the taste first. Qin Yin also tasted the white water on his palm. It was indeed sweet. What about yours? Qin Yin asked. What's the smell? There was an aggrieved look in Bai Suxin's eyes. She said softly, You kissed me just now. Don't you know what it tastes like? Is it sour and sweet? Qin Yin said with a frown. I didn't pay attention just now. Let me try again. Bai Suxin smiled in annoyance and said, Dream on. Are you thinking about taking advantage of me again? I never said I would kiss you. Qin Yin curled his lips and said. Bai Suxin extended a slender finger and a white dewdrop gathered on her fingertip. She smiled and said, Come, let's try again. Qin Yin really went over and bit her finger with a bit of force, causing her to let out a tender cry. After trying it, it was indeed sweet and sour. It is different, but what exactly is it? Qin Yin was puzzled. Sweetheart, please sense the change in that energy again. I don't know what it is either. Bai Suxin said. Qin Yin closed his eyes and concentrated all of his attention on the inside of the nether sun. He wants to sense how this white energy is produced. As he earnestly sensed it, he gradually discovered that it was produced by the beating of the nether sun heart. He also sensed that there is a faint soul inside the nether sun heart. It seems to be white sun soul. When Qin Yin went to investigate, time passed quickly. It was already daybreak. Bai Suxin is lying on the bed, stretching out her perfect jade legs. She is lying beside Qin Yin, waiting for him to discover. At daybreak, Qin Yin opened his eyes and said with frown, My nether sun heart has a thread of white sun soul. This white sun divine power is transformed from that thread of soul. Could it be that your nether sun can duplicate and transform all kinds of divine sun energy? Or even all kinds of attribute energy? Bai Suxin abruptly sat up and said in amazement, If that is the case, then it is very awesome. What do you mean? Qin Yin promptly asked. When different divine sun energy fuse together, it becomes even stronger. Bai Suxin said, If you don't believe me, try fusing white sun divine power with your nether sun divine power. I will give a try. Qin Yin immediately tried. He released two kinds of divine power through the nether sun black and white divine power, fused together, and immediately became extremely violent and violent. At the same time, it consumed a lot of his blue heavenly blood, but the divine power released is very dreadful. Indeed, very strong. Qin Yin said in amazement. You might be able to duplicate other divine suns' divine power. Bai Suxin said with frown. This is too dreadful. According to legend, Nether Sun's nickname is Destruction Divine Sun, and at the same time Creation Divine Sun. It is indeed so. In other words, my nether sun now possesses a very strong ability to duplicate energy? Qin Yun asked. And it should be. It can duplicate many kinds of attribute energy, but you need to test it first. You should know that in this world, there are all kinds of different attribute energy. Some of them are unique and special, but you can duplicate them. Bai Suxin said. How useful is it exactly? Qin Yin was also pondering over it. They are very useful, whether it is pills or runes. They're very helpful. Bai Suxin said, some medicinal ingredients possess special energy. You can duplicate that energy and then release a large amount of that energy to plant medicinal ingredients. That way, those medicinal ingredients can grow very quickly. Qin Yin nodded his head. He also thought of this point earlier. And there is no need to talk about the convenience of runes. Some runes can produce special energy. You can duplicate that special energy and pour it into blood spirit power. Then you can carve that rune. It is equivalent to it being formed naturally. Whether it is finesse or other aspects, it is very good. Bai Suxin exclaimed in admiration again after she finished speaking. Her beautiful eyes are filled with envy. Qin Yun said with a smile, Little Queen, you also know a lot. It is all thanks to you that I can obtain this ability. Then how are you going to thank me? Bai Suxin smiled sweetly. She moved one of her very eye-catching legs and touched Qin Yun's waist gently. Qin Yun promptly grabbed her lotus leg and said with a smile, Your little white son needs me to be able to improve. I will frequently cultivate with you in the future. Consider it as repaying you. Suddenly, Miss Tree's voice came from inside the room. Miss Tree is this big tree. It is also one of the complete heavenly law divine runes by Suxin mastered. Sister Suxin, Three-Eye King is here. He wants to meet you outside. He said he has a very important matter. Miss Tree said, Didn't this guy leave? Why did he come back? He is truly not afraid of death. Bai Suxin promptly got up and tidied up her long skirt to cover her beautiful and slender jade legs. Then she took out her mask and put it on. Qin Yun also got down from the bed and tidied up his clothes. Unknowingly, they have been on this bed for a long time. Little big brother, let's go. Follow me to meet that Three-Eye King. This guy should be very afraid of you. After Bai Suxin tidied up her clothes, she said with gentle smile. Qin Yun also changed into a set of luxurious white inscription master robe. It looks like he is very compatible with Bai Suxin. I still like your little youth appearance. Wait for Yue Mei to come back. I will let her turn you into a little youth. Bai Suxin said with a smile. I won't let her turn me into a little youth again. Qin Yun curled his lips and said, Don't play any bad tricks, otherwise I won't be polite. Bai Suxin brought Qin Yun out of the room and arrived at the main hall outside. Three-Eye King was also let in by Miss Tree. He is waiting inside the main hall. When he saw Qin Yun and Bai Suxin come out together, he cannot help but become stunned because Qin Yun gives him a very familiar feeling. White Sun King, this is... Three-Eye King looked at Qin Yun with frown. It's me. Qin Yun said with smile. I am the little youth who obtained the heavenly universe fire incantation. Earlier, my naughty little sister turned me small. Now I have her covered. The Three-Eyed King could not help but exclaim in a low voice before he hurriedly smiled and said, So it's you, Master Qin. I've been chatting with Governor Bai for a while, and I've learned a lot about you. I feel like I've been blinded. Three-Eye King, what matter do you have with me? Bai Suxin asked. Three-Eye King has 3 eyes. Moreover, he is a very strong sacred deity. He can clearly see the subtle change in the relationship between Qin Yun and Bai Suxin. There's a very important matter. I just received news that Heavenly Law Divine Origin is about to appear. That is Blue Heavenly Universe's energy source. Heavenly Law Pavilion has already sent people over. Three-Eye King said, Heavenly Law Divine Origin. If we obtain it, what kind of benefits will there be? Qin Yun asked. We also don't know. We only know that it is Blue Heavenly Universe's energy source. This kind of thing is very mysterious. Three-Eye King said, Let's go take a look. I heard that many powerful races from Divine Desolate are rushing over. Powerful races from Divine Desolate? Bai Suxin looked at Qin Yun and asked, I heard Yue Mei say that those races are very strong, They're not below us. How much do you know about them? There are quite a few strong races. They're all my enemies. They are indeed very strong. Qinyan nodded and said, I heard that only their King Ju came. Their strongest clan emperor did not come. If they're only King Ju, their strength should be about the same as yours. Three-Eye King promptly said, Expert Qin, my Three-Eye Heavenly City strength is also not bad. When the time comes, I will definitely do my best to help. He knows that Qin Yun's cultivation is not high, but his inscription level is very high. That is why he wants to curry favor with Qin Yun, because he feels that he still has a chance to obtain Heavenly Law Inheritance Pearl. As long as he can find one and let Qin Yun help him open it, he will be able to obtain a Heavenly Law Inheritance. He also doesn't place much hope on Heavenly Law Pavilion, because he knows that they're a group of half-baked people. Moreover, they are very good at swindling people. All right, let's go take a look. Yuemei is not back yet. Maybe she will go and join in the fun. Bai Suxin said. Xiao Yuemei said that Divine Moon Race is coming, so she wants to go take a look, but she has not returned yet. All right, let's go together. Heavenly Law Divine Origin should be almost exhausted. Let's go take a look. Maybe we will have a chance to obtain it. Three-Eye King said with smile. Oh, that's right. What about Heavenly Law Pavilion? How strong is Heavenly Law Pavilion? Qin Yun doesn't know much about it. Heavenly Law Pavilion has Devil Court, Dragon Hall, and Heavenly Law Hall. Among them, Devil Court is the most difficult to deal with because their magic is very strong. Moreover, they are very sinister. Three-Eye King said. Bai Suxin said, Let's go first. Devil Court surely doesn't know how their dean died. No need to be afraid of them. Chapter 2263. Three-Eye King and Bai Suxin are both big shots of Heavenly Law Universe. They have always been searching for Heavenly Law Divine Source. Now that Heavenly Law Divine Source has appeared, although it is about to be exhausted, it is still the source of energy of this huge blue sky. Maybe it is hiding some secret. Who created the blue sky universe? This was a mystery to this day. No one knew it all. Those who have entered Heavenly Law Universe all want to know what kind of person created the blue sky. They all yearn for the strength of the person who created the blue sky. After all, it is a very mysterious and powerful existence. The blue sky can pass through different space-time and pass through different god realms. This huge thing has been around for many years and has not been destroyed by all kinds of powerful attacks. Now it is going to be destroyed by themselves. This is something that people can't understand. It is very difficult to fly in Heavenly Law Universe. Only those people from Heavenly Law Pavilion have the secret to fly in Heavenly Law Universe. Therefore, no matter if it is Three-Eye King or Bai Suxin, even though they are very powerful people, they are still running on the ground. Three-Eye King is running at the very front, scouting the way ahead. Bai Suxin is following behind Three-Eye King. These two kings are running very fast. Although Qin Yun can keep up, the difference in cultivation is too big, so he will consume a lot of energy. In order to not let Qin Yun tire himself on the road, Bai Suxin is very considerate. She carried him on her back and ran on the road. Three-Eye King, who is running at the very front, would turn his head to look and feel extremely envious, because Qin Yun, who is only at the profound god realm, is being carried by a powerful great beauty. This kind of feeling makes people yearn for it. Qin Yun is indeed enjoying it. He is leaning on Bai Suxin's back, sucking in the enchanting fragrance on her body. His hands are wrapped around her delicate and slender waist. Although Bai Suxin is running very fast, it is very stable. Qin Yun did not feel any bumps. Xiao Yun, you can lower your hand a bit. Ling Yun suddenly said with smile. Qin Yun is being carried on by Suxin's back. His hands are only wrapped around by Suxin's slender waist. If he goes any higher, he might be beaten up by Bai Suxin to the point that he can't take care of himself. Great beauty, Yun. Aren't you asking me to get beaten up? You must remember, this little queen is quite ruthless. Qin Yun scolded in his heart. Don't worry, your spirit body is about to be cultivated. When the time comes, you can do whatever you want. When I fuse with my spirit body, I will definitely not let this little queen go. I will definitely not let you go. Ling Yun giggled. Her laughter was filled with the aura of a hooligan. Qinyan leaned against Bai Suxin's back and enjoyed it a lot. In fact, he wanted to sleep a little. Bai Suxin's voice suddenly appeared in Qinyan's mind. "Big brother, I'm kind enough to carry you on my back. Don't do anything rash." Qinyan, who was drowsy, suddenly shivered and responded with a smile. "Little queen, what kind of person do you think I am? I'm just worried that you'll get all touchy and use the chance to do bad things to me." Bai Suxin's coquettish voice appeared in Qinyan's mind. "Don't think too much. I won't act recklessly. I'm an honest man." Qinyan said, "Even if you suddenly get touchy, I can't do anything to you. I won't dare to hit you like last time." Bai Suxin spat in low voice. "But if you do that to me, I will be very sad." Qinyan suddenly kissed her earlobe from behind and said with smile, "My beautiful little queen, do you think this counts as acting recklessly?" "Yes." Bai Suxin pouted. I'm sorry, I made you sad." Qinyan pretended to blame himself and said, "Big brother, if you want to act recklessly with me, don't do it in this kind of place. That three-eye king has a lot of eyes, he can see." Bai Suxin's shy voice appeared in Qinyan's mind. "So that's how it is," Qinyan said with mischievous smile. Three-Eye King ran in front. While feeling envious of Qinyan, he also secretly looked at him. A grown man is actually being carried by a woman. The Grand White Sun King is carrying a man on his back. If this matter were spread out, no one in the heavenly law universe would believe it. Of course, this was not suggested by Qinyan. It was Bai Suxin who took the initiative to carry Qinyan. After traveling for more than half a day, it is already afternoon. Three-Eye King, who was leading the way, arrived at a cool and refreshing forest, suddenly stopped and said, "Let's take a rest first." Bai Suxin put down Qinyan. She did not consume much energy because White Sun inside her body has very strong recovery power. Qinyan is also fine because he has been lying on the back of that fragrant great beauty the whole time. He is enjoying himself very much. Three-Eye King is very tired. Not only is his body tired, his heart is also very tired. His heart is very tired because of envy. Expert, White Sun King must be very tired on this journey. Let me carry you for the rest of the journey. It will be the same if I carry you." Three-Eye King said with chuckle. This three-eyed middle-aged man's appearance is rather upright, but now his smile is very vulgar. "Fuck off." Qinyan immediately shouted in his heart, but did not say it out loud. He revealed a smile and said indifferently, "There is no need to trouble Three-Eye King. Little queen carrying me is very good." Three-Eye King said, "I think she is very tired. Let me carry you. She is a woman. Carrying you on her back must be very tiring." He is doing this because he wants to help Bai Suxin. At the same time, he does not want to see Qinyan enjoying himself so much. "I'm not tired," Bai Suxin said. She is indeed not tired at all because Qinyan does not have any weight. When Qinyan was on Bai Suxin's back, he used gravity to lighten his body by a lot. Moreover, Bai Suxin is a very strong woman. At most, she feels like she is wearing an overcoat. There is no pressure at all. Just as Three-Eye King wanted to speak, Qinyan suddenly carried Bai Suxin horizontally and carried her like a standard princess carry. He also took out a very large chair and placed it beside the big tree. "Little queen, you are also tired. Let me carry you." Qinyan carried Bai Suxin and sat on the chair. Bai Suxin struggled a bit, but when she sensed that Qinyan is pouring Nether Sun divine power into her while carrying her, she realized that they are going to cultivate. So she did not say anything. She sat on Qinyan's thigh and leaned on his chest. This made her feel an indescribable pleasure. Qinyan placed his hand on her abdomen and began channeling Nether Sun divine power into her body. Originally, Nether Sun and White Sun were needed to cultivate, but now it is not convenient. They can use this method to cultivate. Even though the effect is very bad, they can still use this method to cultivate. Bai Suxin's White Sun is very eager to absorb Nether Sun divine power because that kind of divine power can help her White Sun break through. She is now stuck at peak Sacred God Realm. If she wants to break through, she can only rely on Qinyan's Nether Sun divine power. Three-Eye King's eyes turned red looking at this scene. He really did not expect that White Sun King and a little man are showing off their affection in front of him, whispering sweet nothings to each other. After resting, it is already evening. They continued on their journey. Bai Suxin is still carrying Qinyan on her back. During the night, a blue light beam gradually appeared in front of them. This light beam seems to have come out from the ground and shot toward the sky. The 6 majestic star rivers in the sky have now twisted into a spiral shape. The center of the star rivers is the place where the light beam is connected. The place where the light beam appeared is the heavenly law, divine origin. Three-Eye King said, "It seems like we're almost there." Qinyan said, "And I can already sense the aura of some old friends. Could it be that they fought?" Three-Eye King said, "What good thing appeared in the world? That's why they are fighting over it." Bai Suxin doubtfully said. Qinyan opened his heavenly eye. His eyes turned blue. He looked at the light beam and said, "Three-Eye King, inside that blue light beam that connects the heaven and earth, there's a very familiar energy. It is almost the same as the energy inside the heavenly law inheritance pearl." Three-Eye King said in shock, "Could it be that the heavenly law inheritance pearl appeared in that place? Damn it, why didn't they tell me?" He immediately increased his speed because he really needs a heavenly law inheritance pearl. Otherwise, he would have wasted so many years in the heavenly law universe. In the blink of an eye, Three-Eye King's shadow disappeared. He rushed towards the blue light beam. Bai Suxin is not in a rush because she has 2 heavenly law inheritance pearls in her hands. If she was not in a hurry to see the heavenly law divine source, she would have told Qinyan to open it long ago. That hindrance finally left, Bai Suxin said with smile. Not only Bai Suxin said this, Ling Yuner also said the same thing. "What's wrong with him?" Qinyan replied. "You talk too much." Bai Suxin laughed and put down Qinyan. Qinyan took out Xiao Yueme and Xiao Yuelan's spirit-chasing talisman and said, "That girl Yueme is indeed here." Then he looked at Lu Yu, Shuyan, and Bingxing's spirit-chasing talisman. They are also together with Xiao Yuelan. "Over there, let's go," Qinyan said. Do you want me to carry you?" Bai Suxin said with smile. "No need," Qinyan said with smile. "This bit of distance, I can cross it." Bai Suxin slowed down her speed and ran together with Qinyan. There's a large tall mountain in front of them. After they crossed over those tall mountains, they saw a silver pagoda in front of them. This is Divine Moon Race's pagoda. There's a crescent moon on top of the pagoda. It looks just like a real crescent moon. "It's Divine Moon Race's pagoda," Qinyan said in low voice. That pagoda is on top of a tall mountain. The place where the blue light beam is gushing out is still some distance away from that pagoda. Let's go, Bai Suxin said. "I won't go. I will wait for you here." Qinyan took out a spirit-chasing talisman and gave it to Bai Suxin. "This is a spirit-chasing talisman. It can track my position." "Why not go?" Bai Suxin asked with frown. "I heard Yueme say that Divine Moon Race has many beautiful women. Don't you like beautiful women? It's good to see beautiful women." "You are a great beauty. I just want to see you," Qinyan said with smile. "Sweet mouth, I like it." Bai Suxin giggled. Although she's wearing a mask, Qinyan can see the sweet smile under the mask. "You really won't go?" she asked again. Qinyan promptly shook his head. "I won't go. Divine Moon Race's territory doesn't allow men to enter. I want to find my friends. They're also nearby." Chapter 2264. Qinyan thought that after Shunyu Heavenly Dragon went out, he would never return. He did not expect that he would appear in the Heavenly Law universe again. Shunyu Heavenly Dragon originally belonged to Heaven's Divine Desolate. Back then, he entered the Heavenly Law universe because of a coincidence. Now that the blue sky has descended on Heaven's Divine Desolate, only Shunyu Heavenly Dragon can enter and exit freely. After Bai Suxin and Qinyan parted ways, she rushed towards Divine Moon Race's pagoda. And Qinyan immediately went to find Xiao Wufeng and others. Xiao Wufeng, Yunlong, and the Divine Judge were all together. Qinyan first went to ask them if they had gained anything in the past few days. When they were outside, they found out that there is a very important inheritance from beyond the heavens here. Those powerful ancient races secretly came here to obtain the inheritance from beyond the heavens. The powerful ancient races know a few things about the heavenly law universe, but they don't know the specifics. Qin Yun is rather worried that the powerful ancient races obtained formidable inheritance, especially his enemy Primal Chaos race and other powerful races. If they obtained the heavenly law inheritance, it would be very troublesome to deal with them in the future. Qin Yun took Xia Wufeng's spirit-chasing talisman and madly ran through the mountain forest. In the middle of the night, the few star rivers in the sky ferociously condensed into a large ball, like a flower blooming in the sky. It is very bright. Heaven's divine moon also appeared in the sky. It is still quite far from the star river. The star river transformed into a multicolored and resplendent giant flower. The center of the flower was shot by a blue light beam from the ground. The direction Qin Yun is currently going is the direction from which the blue light beam came. Xia Wufeng and others are also there. After passing through a large mountain range, Qin Yun arrived at a plain. After arriving at the plain, Qin Yun looked all around and said in shock, "This place was originally a mountain forest. Clearly, this mountain forest was flattened by a formidable power and turned into a plain." Although he arrived at this plain, Qin Yun is still very far away from the place where the blue light beam came from. Xia Wufeng is very close to him. Qin Yun took the spirit-chasing talisman and madly ran. After a short while, he saw a 3-story tall white building. The white building is lingering with white mist. There are many dragon carvings on it. This should be released by Yunlong. Qin Yun walked over, knocked on the door, and shouted, "I am Qin Yun." Soon, someone opened the door. It was the divine judge who came out to open the door. After he opened the door, he very quickly grabbed Qin Yun's arm and fiercely pulled him inside. Qin Yun was pulled into a large hall. Yunlong and Xia Wufeng are both here. "Brother Yin, are you all right?" Xia Wufeng promptly asked after seeing Qin Yun. "What can happen to me?" Qin Yun said with a smile, "What are you doing? Why do you look so nervous?" The fact that the Inquisitor had dragged him in so quickly showed that he was afraid of something. "Did you discover anything on your way here?" Yinlong asked. "No, I didn't find anything." Qin Yun shook his head. "It's just me, I didn't see anything." "That's strange. Why didn't those things appear?" The Grand Preceptor looked at Yunlong and Xia Wufeng with a puzzled expression. Qin Yun sat down, crossed his legs, and said with a smile, "Since you came here, what good things did you get? Did you obtain the heavenly law inheritance?" Yinlong's expression was solemn as he said, "Let's not talk about this first. The situation outside is very unstable. It's hard to say if we can successfully return to the divine desolate. It's not that serious, right? When I came here, I didn't encounter anything. Moreover, I ran here," Qin Yun said with a smile. "I caused such a big commotion, but nothing appeared." Xia Wufeng said with frown, "There's a very powerful creature in the vicinity. I can't determine if they are humans or beasts. In short, they are very strong. Before we figure out their situation, we cannot act carelessly. I still don't know what it is. Since you are so cautious, it must be very strong." Qin Yun's expression also became grave. The Grand Preceptor, Yunlong, and Xia Wufeng are not weaklings. Something that even they are so cautious about must be very dreadful. The Grand Preceptor said, "We all obtained the heavenly law inheritance. After we came here, we received guidance and found a suitable inheritance for us." "Guidance? Is there such a good thing? You 3 have it?" Qin Yun is very surprised. He thought that he would have to find the heavenly law inheritance himself. Xia Wufeng said, "The heavenly law inheritance I obtained is a sword transformed from runes. That sword itself is a rune. After I encountered it, it very smoothly fused with my origin sword." The Grand Preceptor took out his myriad heavens divine punishment flag and said, "I also obtained a kind of rune. It is a kind of rune with thunder and lightning. It looks like a chain." After speaking, he waved the small golden flag. As the small flag danced, several black chains appeared. The chains are covered with thunder and lightning. Qin Yun can tell that it is a heavenly law divine rune. Moreover, it is a very complete one. Heavenly law divine rune can transform into beasts and humans. It can also transform into some weapons. The heavenly law divine rune they obtained is a complete set. Moreover, it is the kind that they obtained voluntarily. Qin Yun looked at Yunlong and asked, "Head shopkeeper, what about you?" Yunlong waved his hand, and a small white dragon appeared on his arm. There's a pair of white wings on the small dragon's back. It looks like a small snake coiling around Yunlong's withered arm. That small dragon is also formed from heavenly law divine rune. As soon as it appeared, it released a very strong dragon power. Brother Yin, what about you? What kind of heavenly law inheritance did you obtain? We obtained it very easily. Xiao Wufeng asked. Obtained it very easily? Qin Yin opened his eyes wide. He doesn't dare to believe it. Even for old experts like by Su Xin and Three-Eye King, it is not easy for them to obtain heavenly law inheritance. The complete set of heavenly law divine runes that they had collected was obtained by chance after many years. There are good and bad inheritances inside the heavenly law inheritance pearl. Heavenly Law Pavilion's Ling Lei said before that only relatively large inheritance pearls have powerful heavenly universe divine incantation. The heavenly law inheritance I obtained is like this. Qin Yun spread open his palm. A blue fire character appeared on it. What is this? Is it also a kind of heavenly law divine rune? Yunlong asked. You can say so. After I came in, there was no guidance for me to find heavenly law inheritance. I relied on myself. Qin Yun curled his lips and said, Your luck is really good. Divine Chief sighed and said, Palace King, you don't know. The reason why we can easily obtain heavenly law inheritance is because we have to complete our mission. Mission? Who gave you this mission? Qin Yun said in shock. After Xiao Yuanmei and the other 9 Sun divine daughters came in, it would be very easy for them to obtain heavenly law inheritance. Then who gave it to them? Heavenly law universe is a space. This space has its own soul. Naturally, it is the soul that gave us the mission, Yunlong said with a smile. Don't forget what kind of existence I am. Yunlong is originally the spirit of the Cloud Dragon mountain range. Hearing his words, Qin Yun immediately understood. He nodded and said, Then what is your mission? Speaking of their mission, Xiao Wufeng and the others' expression became grave. Some very strong creatures have appeared at the location of the heavenly law divine origin. Our mission is to get rid of those creatures. If we can't get rid of them, the blue sky will self-destruct to prevent those creatures from going out and harming the divine desolate. Divine Chief said, Then did the other ancient powerful races receive this mission? Qin Yun asked. They all received it, but it seems like they don't want to do it, because it will make them face those powerful creatures. Only Divine Moon Race and Divine Sun Race are taking action. After the other ancient powerful races obtain the inheritance, they are watching from this region. Yunlong said, Brother Yun, the 3 of us obtained the heavenly law inheritance very easily, so we want to stay here. Xiao Wufeng said, You obtained the heavenly law inheritance by yourself, so you don't need to take risks here. Qin Yun said, I am already here. I will stay here to help you. Oh, that's right. Those other ancient powerful races didn't complete their mission. Won't they be punished? Precisely because they don't know. They are too lazy to do it. They just left after obtaining the heavenly law inheritance. Divine Chief cursed in low voice. These bunch of irresponsible bastards. Qin Yun said, Things can't be that simple. I feel that if we do it well, we might get even better rewards. Divine Chief said, We also think so. Divine Moon Race and Divine Yang Race have the same thoughts as us, so they are participating. On the way here, I didn't encounter anything. Why don't I go out and take a look? Qin Yun said, Brother Yun, those things are just balls of blue light. Not long after we go out, those blue balls of light will appear from the ground. If we can't block them, we will be seriously injured. Xiao Wufeng said, How powerful are those things? Can they injure you? Qin Yun recalled his journey here and did not discover anything. A duke from the Divine Yang race was seriously injured, How terrifying do you think those things are? Divine Chief said. The Divine Yang race told us that there are living creatures inside those blue balls of light. Those balls of light are just their outer shells. Qin Yin said, then I still have to go out and take a look. If there are any rewards, I will get my share, right? You will definitely get your share, but this is really dangerous. Yin Long said, although I don't know why you didn't encounter those things, I still suggest that you don't go out and wait for news from the Divine Yang race. Qin Yin had already walked to the door and smiled. There is no need to wait for them. I will go out and take a look. Don't worry about me. I am a 9th Yang Palace King. With that, he opened the door and walked out. The plain outside was completely empty. The sky was filled with stars that formed a giant flower, illuminating the plain. There were no blue balls of light at all. Qin Yin had just come out when he sensed a familiar aura. The three-eyed king is here. Qin Yin looked to the side and saw that the three-eyed king's face was covered in blood, and his body was stabbed with a few short swords. The three-eyed king was running madly towards him. Chapter 2265. Qin Yin saw Three-Eyed King rushing over and cursed in low voice. This stupid bird, how did he end up in this kind of situation? Is he really Three-Eyed King or not? Whether it is by Su Xin, White Sun King, or Three-Eyed King, they're all overlords here. Yet now Three-Eyed King is in such a sorry state. Three-Eyed King's body has been stabbed by several short swords. Those short swords look like blue crystals and are flickering with blue light. The frequency of the blue crystal short swords flickering with blue light is the same as the blue light ball flying behind them. Although Qin Yin secretly despises Three-Eyed King in his heart, he still stepped forward. After all, he is already in front of him. It would be inexcusable if he doesn't save him. Three-Eyed King originally thought that there would be some heavenly law inheritance pearl at the place where the blue light came from, so he rushed over in excitement. How could he have known that there would be such a powerful thing hidden there? Qin Yin originally planned on going out to investigate, but now he can only stop temporarily. He has to save Three-Eyed King first. Seeing Three-Eyed King rushing over, Qin Yin used Heavenly Eye to look at the blue light ball and discovered that there is a person inside. He can't clearly see what that person looks like. He can only see a person's silhouette, and that person is sitting inside. Don't tell me that blue light ball is some kind of defensive thing. Qin Yin thought. Yin Long's building is a very powerful defensive magic tool. It was obtained by Yin Long from the Heavenly Law pawn shop, so he is not afraid of that thing's attack. It's that kind of thing. Yin Long opened the door and shouted, quickly come in. Qin Yin retreated to the door and shouted at Three-Eyed King, quickly run in. Three-Eyed King saw a place to hide and immediately sped up. He is somewhat worried that the Cloud Dragon building is not strong enough, but he can't care about it now. In the blink of an eye, the Three-Eyed King charged over and charged through the gate. At the same time, Yin Long closed the door. Boom! The Cloud Dragon building was rammed by the blue thing. The building let out a burst of rumbling sound. It even began to shake violently. Boom! Another loud noise was heard. The blue light ball outside rammed again. It wants to destroy the building. Manager, is your Cloud Dragon building reliable? Qin Yin asked. Don't worry, we were besieged by several of those things before, but they could only leave in the end. Yin Long said. The blue orb that attacked us before was a lot bigger than the one outside. The Grand Inquisitor said. The Three-Eyed King sat on the ground while the Divine Judge and Yin Long went over to treat his injuries. Expert, this time it is all thanks to you, otherwise I would have been finished. Three-Eyed King is very grateful towards Qin Yin. Then he immediately thanked Yin Long and the others. Qin Yin and Xia Wufeng took out the 5 blue short sword from Three-Eyed King's body and began studying them. Three-Eyed King, how did you encounter that thing? Qin Yin said. Did you not resist? Three-Eyed King was very powerful. When Yin Long and Shun Ting were healing him, they felt the powerful divine power in Three-Eyed King's body. They were shocked. What shocked them the most was that this powerful fellow was actually chased by the blue ball of light to the point that he had to flee in a sorry state and was almost killed. Resist? I don't know how to resist. I can't break that blue energy barrier. Three-Eyed King said. Through the eye on my forehead, I can see that there's a person inside. I can also see it. That person's body is very big. Qinyan said. Indeed. Three-Eye King wiped the blood off his face and said, that blue energy barrier is made of a blue crystal. It looks like the material of blue sky cosmos. Qinyan looked at the blue short swords and said, this kind of blue crystal must have come from inside a formidable divine sun. He is not unfamiliar with this kind of material. He often saw this kind of crystal material in White Sun, Heavenly City. It also came from inside a formidable Sunday. In that case, this kind of creature was born from inside a certain type of divine sun. Yin Long said with frown, this kind of creature is not easy to deal with. Primal Chaos race is a similar race. Primal Chaos race people are born from Primal Chaos divine Sunday, Xia Wufeng said. This kind of short sword is formed from energy. Through a kind of profound sword rune, it can be quickly condensed into shape. Qin Yun vigorously pinched the short sword in his hand and said in amazement, it has just been condensed and it is already so sturdy. This kind of energy is truly dreadful. My guess is that their blue balls are condensed from their energy, so they are very sturdy and difficult to penetrate. Three-Eyed King said, I used my weapon to attack it, but it was directly destroyed. Qin Yun's heart is stirred. He very much wants to master this kind of strange blue energy. It must be known that his nether sun has the ability to duplicate all kinds of attribute energy. If he can absorb enough of this kind of blue energy, maybe he can also master this kind of technique. Normally, many people can use divine power inside their body to condense materialized weapons, but they are not sturdy enough. The short sword in his hand is condensed from special divine sun power. It directly transformed into sturdy crystal. It looks just like the sturdy material inside a sundae. That thing is still outside. I want to go out and meet it. Qinya made up his mind and said, This is very dangerous. Palace King, don't go out and take risks. Divine Judge said, that thing is not easy to deal with. I used my origin sword to attack it, but it was very difficult to break it. Yin Long shook his head. Xia Wufeng said, Yin old boy, you have a 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. I don't know whether or not this formation could take down that thing or not. Qinyan also has this kind of plan, he said with smile. We will know after we go out and give it a try. Three-Eye King is very startled seeing that Qinyan really wants to go out. He knows that Qinyun's cultivation is not high. Although he is quite strong, he is not as strong as him. Great shopkeeper, open the door. Qinyan said. Yin Long immediately opened the door. Qin Yun used light, transformation, sacred pupil, and rushed out in a flash. After he went out, he immediately released 9 altars. The 9 altars became as big as mountains and surrounded all around. Qin Yun is at the center of the altar. Yun Long and others are inside the room, looking outside through the window. Expert is truly awesome. His great formation is very strong. Three-Eye King has 3 eyes. He can see many complex and formidable runes inside the altars. Qin Yun is standing inside the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. He suddenly sensed a very formidable aura rushing over. Xiao Yun, that thing is coming. Ling Yuna yelled, let's not attack. Qin Yun used transcending sky step and immediately left this place. The blue light ball suddenly dropped down from the sky. Like a meteor, it ruthlessly smashed on the ground. Just as Qin Yun dodged, the ground trembled and burst out a burst of blue light rays. At this moment, everyone can feel that the blue light ball is very violent. It seems like it is very angry. The blue light ball ruthlessly smashed down. If one cannot dodge in time, even a powerful expert like Three-Eye King would be smashed to death. Open. Qin Yun opened the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. The 9-dragon heavenly origin formation is operating and releasing very strong sealing power. 9 gigantic chains that looked like dragons flew out of the 9 altars that looked like mountains. The 9 dragon heads locked onto the blue sphere of light in the middle of the formation. Roar, roar, roar. Dragon roars vibrated out. 9 colored light rays burst out and wrapped around the blue light ball. The 9 dragons' chains circled around the blue ball of light, binding it tightly. However, the blue light ball is still very violent. It is trembling up and down. Qin Yin can only control the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation to continue operating. It consumes a great amount of Divine Universe Golden Stones energy. Just a moment ago, he used up quite a few Divine Universe Golden Stones. But even so, it is not enough to completely suppress the blue light ball. Palace King, quickly stop. Yun Long suddenly shouted, "That thing can't be suppressed. It is about to explode." Divine Judge also hastily shouted, "Quickly come back. Other guys are coming over." 3i King cried out in fear. "There are at least 10 of those things rushing over. My house's defense is very strong. It is something from the Heavenly Dao pawn shop. It has a Heavenly Dao barrier, so it can block." Yun Long continued shouting from inside the Cloud Dragon brothel. "Come back and hide first." Qin Yin suddenly thought of something. Yun Long just mentioned Heavenly Dao barrier. This reminded Qin Yin. A very complex rune formation appeared in Qin Yun's mind. His eyes turned blue. He completely opened his heavenly eye. The heavenly eye could release the runes in his mind. If his blood soul power was strong enough, he could release an even stronger rune formation in an instant. A huge blue net suddenly appeared in the sky. It is formed from densely packed runes. There are many light dots in the net. Between these light dots, there are many constantly changing rune threads connecting them. The entire net is slowly revolving. It looks like the stars are moving. This is the Heavenly God Seal restriction. Qin Yin was sealed by the Heavenly God sealing restriction before, so he has a very good understanding of the Heavenly God sealing restriction. Combined with the Heavenly Eye and the Heavenly Blood in his body, as well as the blood soul power transformed from the Heavenly Dao image, he can create a simplified version of the Heavenly God sealing restriction. The Heavenly God seal restriction enveloped the blue light ball in the middle of the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. The originally crazily struggling blue light ball suddenly became very quiet, as if it has been suppressed. Qin Yun immediately withdrew the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. After the 9-dragon chain disappeared, the thing under the blue light ball can be seen. It is a very heavy blue crystal ball. Inside the blue crystal ball, there's a person with a large head and thick neck. Qin Yun took out the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron, put the sealed blue crystal ball into the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron, and rushed back to the Cloud Dragon brothel. Indeed, there are more than 10 of those blue light balls outside. After Qin Yin entered the Cloud Dragon brothel, Divine Judge and others became very excited because Qin Yin has truly caught one of those things. "Head shopkeeper, can your brothel hold on?" Qin Yun asked. Chapter 2266. 3i King's injuries have not healed, but he is very excited now because Qin Yun has truly obtained this mysterious thing. He stood to the side, kicked the blue crystal ball hard, and cursed in a low voice. "This damn thing, as soon as it saw me, it directly attacked me without saying a word. Hurry up and get rid of that damn thing inside." Qin Yun and 3i King can see that there's a rather large person sitting inside. This person is still struggling inside. He is constantly releasing formidable energy to try and break Qin Yun's heaven sealing restriction. The surface of the blue crystal ball is covered with a layer of net condensed from runes. This is the heaven sealing restriction. It is flickering continuously. These runes are flowing at a very fast speed. These runes were formed by Qin Yun's blood soul power. These runes won't last very long. This is the heaven-sealing God Forbidden Land. Yin Long said in shock after seeing it. "You have mastered the legendary heaven-sealing restriction?" Divine Judge's face is filled with shock as he looked at Qin Yun. He also knows how dreadful the heaven-sealing restriction is. Qin Yun's expression is grave as he said, "We must quickly get that guy out of there. First we must break this crystal ball." Although the crystal ball is condensed from energy, it can transform into a very solid blue crystal. It is not easy to break it. 3i King is a formidable old expert, but when he was being chased before, he was unable to break the crystal ball's defense. Expert, I don't have any method to break it. Three-Eye King shook his head and said with sigh, when I was being chased before, I used very formidable power and damaged 2 divine weapons, yet I still couldn't break it. Divine Judge and Yun Long also shook their heads. Xiao Wufeng took out his origin sword and said, I will give it a try. My sword has fused with heavenly law inheritance before. It is time to test its might. Qin Yun's cultivation is too low. Moreover, he wants to preserve his power to strengthen the heaven sealing restriction. Therefore, he cannot take action unless he has no other choice. Xiao Wufeng took out his origin sword. It has undergone a great transformation. Its surface is flowing with faint blue light, giving people a kind of indescribable, formidable might. As soon as he took out his origin sword, Qin Yun and Three-Eye King, who were standing near him, cannot help but take 2 steps back. They're scared by the dreadful sharpness of the sword. Indeed, very strong, Qin Yun exclaimed. Good sword. The eye on the forehead of the Three-Eyed King gazed at the divine life sword and exclaimed in admiration. Xiao Wufeng said, Brother Yun, if I stab with my sword, I might destroy the heavenly God sealing prohibition. Therefore, my sword must stab accurately. Three-Eye King, we have determined that guy's head and marked a point. Qin Yun said, All right. Three-Eye King and Qin Yun went over together. After discussing for a while, they finally confirmed one thing. If Xiao Wufeng's sword could break through the solid blue crystal on the surface of the crystal ball, it could pierce through the head of the person inside. Get ready, Yun Long said. A small white dragon appeared on his arm. In the hands of the Grand Inquisitor, I was only holding the enlarged deity's punishment flag. The Three-Eyed King hid to the side because he was already injured. Boom, boom, boom. Just as Xiao Wufeng was about to draw his sword, the Cloud Dragon restaurant suddenly suffered a frenzied attack. More than 10 blue crystal balls are flying over from outside. They are now ferociously attacking the Cloud Dragon restaurant. I am starting. Xiao Wufeng's expression is solemn. He lightly shouted and then stabbed with his sword. Formidable sword intent is like a furious roar. It gives people a feeling of majestic aura. Xiao Wufeng's origin divine sword very smoothly stabbed into the blue crystal ball and pierced through the head of the person inside. However, the person inside did not die. Qin Yun is tightly holding the myriad heaven divine saber. He suddenly feels somewhat nervous. Xiao Wufeng pulled out his sword. A light silver liquid is flowing on the sword's blade. It seems like the blood of the person inside. Qin Yun thought that the person inside would have blue blood. He really did not expect it to be silver blood. That guy is still alive, Three-Eye King said with frown. It seems like the head is not his vital point. Qin Yun used his heavenly eye and saw that the person inside has become very manic and is constantly struggling. Boss Xia, continue stabbing, Qin Yun said. All right. Next, Xiao Wufeng stabbed the crystal ball dozens of times. What caused Qin Yun and Three-Eye King to be shocked is that the person inside can still move. It's about time, cut it open. Qin Yun is tightly holding the divine saber. If the person inside is still very strong, he will immediately take action. Yun Long and Divine Judge are also very strong. With them by his side, Qin Yun feels a lot more at ease. The reason why Xiao Wufeng's sword can pierce through the blue crystal ball is because he obtained the heavenly law inheritance. He said that the heavenly law inheritance is a sword condensed from runes and fused with his origin divine sword. And now he wants his origin divine sword to release that kind of blue light. It consumes a lot of energy. This consumes a great amount of blood and mental power. Therefore, if Xiao Wufeng cuts open the blue crystal ball, he will become very weak. Next, he can only rely on Qin Yun and others. Xiao Wufeng gritted his teeth and cut open the blue crystal ball with great difficulty. The person inside finally appeared. Qin Yun and Three-Eye King could only see the person's silhouette before. They could not clearly see what kind of person he is. Now, they can clearly see it. That person's whole body is silver, his head is very big, his neck is very thick, his body is short and stout. Looking at his body shape, he is very suitable to hide inside the crystal ball. You bunch of skinny monkeys, die for me, that silver-skinned person bellowed. His body flickered with blue light. A kind of stinging pain suddenly enveloped Qin Yun and others. It made them feel as if their skin and flesh are being crushed by someone. It is very painful. Divine Judge brazenly waved the myriad heaven divine punishment banner in his hand. Boundless power violently rushed out, accompanied by several chains that tied up the silver-skinned person. Roar! The small white dragon on Yunlong's arm burst out a deafening roar, then flew out like a white lightning and tied up the silver-skinned person. Palace King, quickly attack! Divine Judge yelled. Qin Yun promptly rushed over, one hand pressed on the silver-skinned person's head, the other hand on his heart. He promptly urged the Nether Sun and burst out an incomparably formidable devouring power. In the blink of an eye, Yunlong and others can see the silver-skinned person's energy frantically rushing into Qin Yun's arm. Qin Yun's arms swelled up, blue veins popped out on the back of his hands. Silver and blue energy can be seen flowing through them. Ho! Qin Yun's sleeves have been torn apart by the energy rushing out. Silver and blue light can be seen flowing through his swollen arms. You bunch of wretched monkeys. I will eat you. That silver-skinned person bellowed. That silver-skinned person's body was originally short and stout, but now his swollen body is becoming thinner and thinner. Qin Yun did not expect that this guy's body would contain such dreadful energy. This kind of energy entered his body and caused him to feel a stinging pain. Luckily, his body is very tough. He can endure this kind of energy. The silver-blue energy did not linger in Qin Yun's body. Instead, it directly rushed into the Nether Sun. If it remained inside Qin Yun's body, it would cause him great pain. Nether Sun is frantically devouring the silver-blue energy. As for whether or not it can be duplicated, Qin Yun is not sure. His grasp of Nether Sun's newly formed ability is not very good. Moreover, it is only by Su Xin's analysis and guess. He will know the specifics after testing. The Cloud Dragon restaurant is being crazily attacked by many blue crystal balls. It makes people feel as if the restaurant will break at any time. After that silver-skinned person madly screamed for a while, he suddenly stopped because his soul has been completely devoured by Qin Yun's Nether Sunday. Qin Yun can also sense that there is another kind of soul body inside the Nether Sun. He promptly closed his eyes and earnestly probed the Nether Sun situation. Very soon, he sensed that there is a blue soul body inside. What kind of energy is this? Qin Yun is very doubtful in his heart. When he opened his eyes, the silver-skinned person has already become very shriveled. He has been completely devoured. Yunlong and the Divine Judge also put away their things and let out a long sigh of relief. Three-Eye King is standing on the side, not daring to breathe loudly. He can clearly see that Qin Yun has devoured the silver-skinned person. Palace King, are you all right? Divine Judge asked. I'm fine. Qin Yun's face is filled with pain just now, but now he is full of energy. He said with a laugh, Great shopkeeper, it seems like your Cloud Dragon restaurant is very dangerous. Yunlong also relaxed and sat down on a chair. He said with a smile, Rest assured, we were besieged before. This Cloud Dragon restaurant can withstand it. There are many blue crystals on the ground. They're all very sturdy. I wonder if these things can be used to refine tools or not. Qin Yun picked up a broken crystal and said with frown, We can't carve runes on it. Moreover, it is very difficult to forge. Three-Eye King said, What kind of thing is this? How can it be so dreadful? Even if we joined hands, we could only kill one with great difficulty. Everyone immediately became silent. Just one silver-skinned person is enough for them to toss and turn. Qin Yun closed his eyes. He wants to try whether or not he can condense that kind of blue crystal. He originally thought that he could only use the blue soul body to try. He did not expect that White Sun's energy would suddenly join in and then add in Nether Sun's energy. Very soon, a small black knife appeared in Qin Yun's hand. This is not a blue crystal. Rather, it is a black crystal. After Qin Yun took out this small black knife, his face became deathly pale. Just now a great amount of heavenly blood was sucked out of him. What is this thing? Xia Wufeng promptly asked. I don't know. Qin Yin took out the small black knife and threw it at a blue crystal on the ground. He used it as a throwing knife. When a knife stabbed at the blue crystal, it very easily pierced through it. So strong, Xia Wufeng lightly cried out. I have to use very formidable power to pierce through that blue crystal. Chapter 2267. Qin Yin is still unable to determine whether or not the black crystal he condensed can truly break those blue crystals. Because those blue crystals on the ground were attacked before and sealed by the heavenly god sealing restriction. Boss Xia, look at these blue crystals. Are they as solid as before? Qin Yin said, and then looked at the small black knife in his hand. In order to condense this small black knife, he consumed a great amount of heavenly blood and blood spirit power to condense this small knife. If he can truly deal with those blue crystals, then after he recovers, he will be able to condense 2 or 3 more. Xia Wufeng, the Cloud Dragon, and the Three-Eyed King all picked up larger pieces of blue crystals and began to probe them carefully. Those blue crystals dropped down from the blue crystal ball. It turned into a shell and protected the silver-skinned man inside. Qin Yin feels that if his cultivation was higher, he would be able to condense even more black crystals and turn them into a shell, just like the silver-skinned man. These blue crystals are still as solid as before, Three-Eyed King said with certainty because he desperately attacked these blue crystals before. Qin Yin is now very weak. Yun Long and the others can also see it, but they don't know why he is like this. Qin Yin wants to take this opportunity to test out the small black crystal knife. He took the knife and arrived in front of a relatively large blue crystal. Although he is very weak, he used the small black knife to cut the surface of the blue crystal and left behind scratch. Seeing how Qin Yin easily left behind a scratch on the blue crystal, Three-Eyed King and the others are extremely shocked. Even Xia Wufeng had to use a great amount of strength to leave behind this kind of scratch. Old boy, how did you do it? You look very weak. It seems like you didn't use much strength to leave a scratch on the blue crystal. Xia Wufeng curiously asked. The reason why Qin Yin is very weak is because he used the ability he just devoured and copied. So he consumed a great amount of heavenly blood. It's because I used this saber. Qin Yin handed over the knife to Xia Wufeng and said, Boss Xia, try using this knife. Xia Wufeng took the knife and immediately tried using it. But no matter how much strength he used, he couldn't even leave a scratch on the blue crystal. Strange. Why can't other people use it? Qin Yin is very surprised. You should be the only one who can use this, right? I feel that there's a very strong energy inside this knife, but when I use it, the energy is not active at all. Xia Wufeng said. Qin Yin received it and roughly understood the reason. He felt that whether it was the knife or the blue crystal, they were all made of special energy. The energy turned into a solid and was very strong. Coupled with the power bestowed by the invisible runes, it was able to cut through the blue crystals. Just like those Divine Universe divine weapons. Divine Universe metal stone or Divine Universe amethyst could be ground into powder and added into the refinement process, making those divine artifacts very strong. However, the Divine Universe metal stone and Divine Universe amethyst were formed from energy. Once they were exhausted, the Divine Universe divine weapon would return to its original form. Only I can use this kind of thing. Wait until I recover. I will think of a way to deal with those guys outside. Qin Yin said. There are still more than 10 blue crystal balls outside. If they could kill them all, they would be able to leave this place. We're all tired. Let's go and rest. The Cloud Dragon restaurant is very safe. Wait until we recover. Yin Long said. Qin Yin took the blue crystals and went to a room upstairs. Xiao Yun, these blue crystals must have some use. Ling Yuner said. We must make good use of them. Qin Yin nodded and said, I think so too. I will use the pill transformation heavenly furnace to practice. Xiao Yun, wait. Ling Yuner saw Qin Yin take out the pill transformation heavenly furnace and hastily shouted. What's wrong? Qin Yin took away the blue crystals. There are also quite a few of them. They piled up beside him. Only you can use those black crystals. And the black crystals you condensed use the power of the blood soul. This means that your soul power has been injected into the black crystals. So that means that it is a strand of your soul. Ling Yuner said. Qin Yun immediately understood what Ling Yuner said. This meant that the remnant soul of the mysterious silver-skinned eccentric is inside the blue crystals. Qin Yun promptly took out the soul creation heavenly cauldron and placed a large number of blue crystal fragments inside. Sure enough, he refined a lot of soul power. After the soul power inside the blue crystals was refined, Qin Yun placed the blue crystal fragments into the pill transformation heavenly furnace. The pill transformation heavenly furnace is absorbing the energy of the divine universe golden stone and is currently refining the blue crystals. I wonder what will be refined. Qin Yun is very much looking forward to it. Only by consuming a large amount of divine universe power can I refine it. The things refined will definitely be very strong. The pill transformation heavenly furnace refined for an entire night before stopping, consuming the energy of a divine universe golden stone. This made Qin Yun's heart ache. In the past, a divine universe golden stone was enough to use for a long time, but now it has been used up in a single night. He excitedly opened the pill transformation heavenly furnace, and a blue light immediately burst out from inside. What is this? Qin Yun only saw a squarish crystal. It looked like a miniature version of the blue sky cosmos. It's not round, it's really strange. Most of the things Qin Yun refined with the pill transformation heavenly furnace were round. The square crystal is as big as a die and is very heavy. After Qin Yun took it out, he secretly probed the energy inside and immediately felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity. This aura seems to be similar to heavenly blood. Qin Yun's heavenly blood is blue, but it is only light blue, meaning it is not pure enough. Xiao Yun, try and see if you can absorb the energy inside. Ling Yuner said. All right. Qin Yun used the nether sun to try and absorb the energy inside the crystal, but failed. This won't do. I will put it inside the nether sun and give it a try. Qin Yun said with frown. He placed the small crystal inside the nether sun. The nether sun revolved and began to refine the small crystal. It was able to slowly refine out the blue energy. What surprised Qin Yun is that the heavenly Tao image is actually absorbing this energy. Strange, could it be that this blue energy is heavenly power? Qin Yun is very suspicious in his heart. Why can only the heavenly Tao image absorb it? Ling Yuner hastily shouted. Xiao Yun, quickly stop. Your body is not strong enough. If the heavenly Tao image opens the 10th mysterious divine Tao meridian, you won't be able to endure it, and you will be done for. After Qin Yun heard this, he immediately took out the blue square crystal from the nether sun. Although he can't use it now, it will definitely be very useful in the future. I want to collect more of them. In the future, when I cultivate the heavenly Tao image, I will have to rely on these things. Qin Yun feels that the heavenly Tao image is becoming more and more mysterious. After resting for a day, Qin Yun finally recovered. He went downstairs and arrived at the hall on the first floor. Xia Wufeng's spirit is very good. He has also recovered. Three-Eye King's complexion has improved a lot. There are still some injuries on his body, but it is not a big problem. Those things are still outside. They seem to know that one of their companions has been killed, so they haven't left. Yinlong said, Don't tell me they want to trap us here until we die. Divine Judge said with frown, This is not the way to go. Even if we can't complete our mission, we have to leave this place and return to Divine Desolate. If they don't return to Divine Desolate, the blue sky will self-destruct and they will all be finished. Qin Yun's harvest this time is quite plentiful. He learned many heavenly law divine runes and also obtained the inheritance. He also got to know the interesting little queen, White Sun King. Don't worry, the heavenly law inheritance you obtained should be used to deal with those things. Qin Yun said, This means that the heavenly law inheritance can restrain those silver freaks to a certain extent. Xia Wufeng nodded and said, It's precisely because I obtained the heavenly law inheritance that my sword can pierce through those blue crystals. Three-Eye King said with an envious expression, I don't have any heavenly law inheritance. Qin Yin also obtained a heavenly universe fire mantra. It should be a very strong heavenly law inheritance. If you believe me, I have a way to bring you guys out. After careful consideration, Qin Yun said with a confident smile. Brother Yin, of course I believe you. Xiao Wufeng smiled slightly. I'll listen to you. Your cultivation is not high, but your ability is not small. We are all very clear about this. Divine Judge said with a smile. Palace King, you have the final say. Yun Long chuckled and said, Nanyang Palace King, you are still a profound god, right? Could it be that you have broken through and become a great god? Three-Eye King shrugged his shoulders and said, Expert, I don't have any heavenly law inheritance. I'm just messing around. Of course I want to follow you guys. I will go out first and release the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. After that, you guys will come out again. You will use the heavenly law inheritance to seal those guys, and I will also use the heavenly god seal restriction. As long as I can seal them, I can kill them. Qin Yin took out the small black knife. The key to success or failure is this mysterious and powerful small black knife. All right, Yin Long nodded and said, Three-Eye King, you stay here and pay attention to the situation in the distance. Qin Yin said again, and I'm good at this. My third eye can see very far. Three-Eye King said with a smile. After they finished discussing, they began to take action. Qin Yin was the first to rush out. The moment he went out, the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation appeared. The 12 blue crystal balls outside immediately concentrated their attacks on Qin Yin. They condensed all kinds of blue crystal weapons and randomly flew toward Qin Yin. Qin Yin used Void Step to quickly dodge and release 2 Heavenly God Seal restriction at the same time. He used Heavenly Eye to condense, 1 Heavenly God Seal restriction, and the other one used Body Condensing Rune technique to hide inside his body. 2 Heavenly God Seal restriction fell down like a large net, suppressing more than 10 blue crystal balls, causing them to be unable to move for a moment. Yin Long, Xiao Wufeng, and Divine Judge immediately rushed out and used the heavenly law inheritance they obtained to release their strongest power to further suppress those blue crystal balls. With so many blue crystal balls, Qin Yun's 2 simplified versions of heavenly God Seal restriction are not enough to suppress them. Yin Long, Divine Judge, and Xiao Wufeng's cultivation are very high, and their divine power is even stronger. With their heavenly law inheritance, they can suppress them for a period of time. Qin Yun threw the small black knife with all his might. Chapter 2268. Qin Yun's small black saber very easily pierced through those blue crystal balls. It looks very sharp. It smoothly pierced through the solid crystal balls. Yin Long, Divine Judge, and Three-Eye King are old generation experts. They know very well how powerful those blue crystal balls are. Seeing how Qin Yun easily pierced through them, they're filled with admiration and also deeply shocked. Qin Yun used his mental power to control the small black saber. It is as easy as controlling his own hands and feet. After all, the small black saber is condensed from a large amount of blue heavenly blood and blood spirit power. It is very easy to control. When the small black saber is flying, it is indeed releasing internal energy. This means that the small black saber is burning its own energy. Once it consumes enough energy, the small black saber will gradually become weaker. Divine Judge, Yin Long, and Xiao Wufeng all moved to the side and watched as Qin Yun controlled the small black saber to pierce through the blue crystal balls. Qin Yun's expression is very grave, because after he opened his heavenly eye, he saw that although the small black saber has pierced many holes on the bodies of those people inside the blue crystal balls, their power has not weakened at all. Those blue crystal balls are exploding with even more intense blue light. When the blue light shone on Qin Yun and the others, they can feel a kind of pain. Yin, old boy, what is the situation? Xiao Wufeng can also see that something is wrong and promptly asked, "Those guys are very hard to kill." Qin Yun said with frown, "Everyone, prepare yourselves. Those silver-skinned freaks might come out and attack us." Yun Long's expression slightly changed. He hastily said, "Palace King, that heavenly god sealing restriction can't seal them? If those guys come out of those crystal balls, how strong will they be?" "I don't know. So we must prepare ourselves. I have a premonition that those things are about to come out," Qin Yun said. Divine Judge firmly held the heavenly divine punishment flag in his hand, waved it a few times, and yelled, "I am ready." Three I Kings suddenly yelled from inside the Cloud Dragon restaurant. "I can see that those guys are quickly recovering. Do they have undying bodies? How are they recovering?" Yin Long asked. "It seems like they're absorbing the blue crystal ball's energy to recover." Three I Kings said, "The holes on their bodies are quickly healing." Qin Yin cursed in low voice. "These things are too strong. They are indeed very difficult to deal with. If we let these things escape to Divine Desolate, it will bring about a great disaster." Xiao Wufeng said, "Those blue crystal balls should have taken a very long time to condense a protective shell. At the same time, they can store energy. Right now, they're absorbing the energy of the protective shell to recover." "That's right. These fellows are really hard to deal with when they launch a group attack." Qin Yin nodded and said, "We need to take advantage of this opportunity to find a way to deal with these guys. These guys might become our powerful enemies in the future." Qin Yun continued to control the black saber to stab at the blue crystal balls. Although he could pierce through them, it was difficult for him to kill the silver-skinned monsters. Bang! Suddenly, a blue crystal ball was split in half. A short and fat silver-skinned monster with a slightly larger head ran out. The silver-skinned man had a pair of silver eyes. After he ran out, he condensed a blue crystal broadsword in his hand and pounced towards the nearest holy judge. Bang, bang, bang. Immediately after, the other blue crystal balls suddenly split in half in the middle, and the silver-skinned monsters inside all ran out. What caused Qin Yin to be alarmed is that his heavenly God seal restriction has been broken through in a short while. The holy judge's myriad heaven's divine punishment flag madly danced and released a large area of intense golden light. A few large golden chains flew out of the flag and wrapped around a silver-skinned monster that pounced over. After the other dozen or so silver-skinned monsters broke through the crystal ball, they seemed to have gone mad and broke through the second layer of heavenly God seal restriction in a short while. Qin Yun's heavenly God seal restriction is a simplified version. It is not the real heavenly God seal restriction. Therefore, its power is very limited. Yin Long's small white dragon flew out. As it roared, it spouted out a large amount of white light storm with runes on it, forcing the silver-skinned monsters to retreat. Xiao Wufeng used his origin divine crystal to coordinate with his exquisite movement technique to rush over and hack at those silver-skinned monsters. Qin Yin doesn't dare to approach them. He can only control his small black saber to pierce the bodies of those silver-skinned monsters and disturb them. His small black saber can easily pierce through those silver-skinned monsters, but it can't kill them. Xiao Wufeng also tried to cut those silver-skinned monsters into 8 pieces, but those pieces quickly reassembled and formed another silver-skinned monster. The silver-skinned man they killed previously was devoured by Qin Yun. They did not attempt to kill the silver-skinned man. Ling Yun said, "Xiao Yun, try using the Heavenly Universe Fire Curse." Heavenly Universe Fire Curse consumes a lot of energy. Moreover, it will also consume my heavenly blood. Qin Yun used it once before. With his current cultivation, he cannot use it continuously. However, he feels that the Heavenly Universe Fire Curse should have a great effect. After all, it is the strongest type of heavenly law inheritance. Qin Yun promptly sent voice transmission to Yun Long and others and said, "Think of a way to gather them together." He also controlled the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation and released a whirlpool at the center of the formation. Yun Long, Xiao Wufeng, and the Holy Judge also promptly sent the fleeing silver-skinned monsters back. More than 10 silver-skinned monsters are now gathered in the middle. The holy judge's forehead is filled with blue veins. The myriad heaven's divine punishment flag in his hand surged out chains that look like angry dragons and tied up more than 10 silver-skinned monsters together. Yinlong's small white dragon has also become very big. Like a white rope, it tied up more than 10 struggling silver-skinned monsters. Head shopkeeper, withdraw your white dragon. I am worried that it will be injured, Qin Yun said. All right, Yinlong shouted. I will shout 3 times and withdraw. That small white dragon is the heavenly law inheritance Yinlong obtained. Its strength is also very formidable, and it can suppress the silver-skinned monsters to a certain extent. Yinlong shouted 3 times and retracted his little white dragon. Soon after, Qin Yun pushed forward with his palm and used the Heavenly Universe Fire Curse. A huge blue fire character formed from all kinds of complex and profound runes appeared. It is like a mountain moving forward along with a huge wave. It has an ancient aura of vicissitudes, as if it came from the mysterious ancient times. The most dreadful thing is the heavenly might that suffocates people. Boom! The fire character rushed over and enveloped more than 10 silver-skinned monsters. At the same time, blue flames surged out. More than 10 silver-skinned monsters immediately roared in anger. Their bodies are being burned by the blue flames, causing them to struggle and roar in pain. The scene is still very frightening. The Holy Judge has already retracted the power of the myriad heaven's divine punishment flag. He looked at the terrifying blue flames in front of him in shock. What a terrifying flame! Yinlong's old eyes are filled with doubt, because he has a familiar feeling towards this kind of flame. Qin Yun let out a long sigh. His face is somewhat pale. Just now, the heavenly blood in his body was almost sucked dry. Fortunately, he obtained Bai Yang's ability before, so he has a very strong recovery ability. He absorbed the divine universe, purple sun's energy into his body and converted it into white sun divine power through Bai Yang to quickly recover. Although his recovery speed is very fast, he can't recover immediately. It requires a process. The silver-skinned monsters' bodies are covered in blue flames, causing them to howl and roll on the ground in pain. Even so, these silver-skinned monsters still have a very strong berserk power within their bodies. After Qin Yun recovered a bit, he quickly picked up all the blue crystals on the ground. They are things that are very useful to him. These guys are really hard to kill. Yinlong looked at the silver-skinned monster and sighed in fear. If it weren't for you, Nanyang Palace King, we really wouldn't know how to deal with this kind of thing. Qin Yun looked at the small black saber in his hand. He originally thought that the black saber could break through the blue crystals and easily kill the silver-skinned monsters inside. However, he was gravely mistaken. The small black saber could not kill the silver-skinned monsters. It could not even seriously injure them. It could only easily break through the blue crystals. He felt that his mastery of the Heavenly Universe Fire Incantation was not enough, because every time he released it, he would release the strongest Heavenly Universe Fire Incantation. He wanted to release a weaker one, so that the consumption wouldn't be too great. If I can use the Heavenly Universe Fire Incantation to release enough Heavenly Universe Blue Flame and hide it inside the small black saber, when the small black saber pierces the silver-skinned monsters, I can set them on fire. Qin Yun thought for a bit and thought of a way to deal with the silver-skinned monsters. Ling Yuner said, Xiao Yun, go and devour them. Is there any use in devouring their power? I don't know. I will give it a try. Qin Yun wanted to go over, but Yinlong pulled him back. You are very weak now. Don't go over. Yinlong said, help me catch one. Qin Yun nodded. Yinlong and Divine Judge cooperated and sent a silver-skinned monster whose entire body is on fire over. Qin Yun went over to devour and discovered that he can only devour the blue flame and not the energy inside the silver-skinned monster's body. It seems like Nether Sun doesn't need this kind of energy, so it stopped devouring. Qin Yun devoured most of the blue flame and unexpectedly recovered very quickly. Three-Eye King, who was in the Cloud Dragon restaurant, suddenly shouted, I saw many blue specks of light in the distance. What he is looking at is the direction of the blue light beam. Then let's quickly leave, Qin Yun said. These guys are not completely dead yet. Yin Long looked at those silver-skinned monsters and said, let's go so that we won't be besieged again. Divine Judge said. Three-Eye King ran out of the Cloud Dragon Manor. Yin Long put away the building, and then they started to run together, wanting to get away from this area. When Qin Yun left, he took back a lot of blue flame. The flame entered his body and transformed into heavenly blood, allowing him to recover a lot. Although this time it was rather smooth, it was very thrilling and their consumption was not small. While they are madly running, they sensed an indescribable pressure rushing over from behind. When Qin Yun took back the flame, he kept a portion of it and sent it into the small black saber. Chapter 2269. There are many blue crystal balls chasing after them. Qin Yun noticed that there are more than 100 of them. The aura they are releasing is filled with fury, giving Qin Yun and others a very strong oppressive feeling. No wonder the other strong races are not taking action to fight those things. Qin Yun looked behind him and said, indeed, it is very difficult to fight. Moreover, those strong races obtain the heavenly law inheritance. They won't suffer any retribution even if they don't take action. Divine Chief sighed and said, actually, if we join hands, we might be able to win. Qin Yun said, who obtained those heavenly law inheritance? About 100 people obtained heavenly law inheritance. You also saw that our heavenly law inheritance is very effective in dealing with those monsters. Yin Long said, just now, Yin Long, Xiao Wufeng, and the Grand Inquisitor had used their heavenly law inheritances to suppress the blue crystal balls and the silver men within them. They just could not completely exterminate them. If they were besieged, they would not be in such a sorry state like Three-Eye King. More than 100 people obtained heavenly law inheritance. If we join hands, we will have a very good chance of victory. Three-Eye King said. His heart is filled with regret because he has been in this heavenly law universe for so long, yet he has not obtained any heavenly law inheritance. Indeed, but now only Divine Sun Race and Divine Moon Race are willing to participate. Our numbers are too few. Yin Long shook his head and said with sigh, many people from other strong races have obtained heavenly law inheritance. Qin Yun also wants to know what kind of heavenly law inheritance Xiao Yuanmei and others have obtained. Xiao Yuanmei, Yu Shi, Xian Rujing, Luiyue Shuyin, and Star God have all arrived together with Divine Moon Race inside that pagoda. Qin Yun now knows that this pagoda is used to defend against those blue crystal balls. What about Nine Sun Heavenly Race? Did they not take action? Qin Yun asked. His relationship with the nameless old man of Nine Sun Heavenly Race can be considered good. They slipped away, Divine Chief said with disdain. These guys are all greedy for life and afraid of death. The blue crystal balls chasing after them have slowed down a lot. They're also a bit less. They must have gone to help those silver men extinguish the fire. The dozen or so silver men that Qin Yun had ignited were not dead, so they could still be saved. As the Three-Eyed King ran, he turned his head to look at the blue light beam behind him and said, even though it's daybreak, that blue light beam is still very dazzling. What exactly is that? Everybody wanted to know what was at the location of the blue light beam. Why did the huge light beam shoot into the sky connect to the center of the few Milky Way in the sky? Qin Yun said, in the heavenly law universe, there are 6 powers from the God world. Adding the heavenly law pavilion, their overall strength is also not bad. Three-Eye King said, no matter if it is White Sun Heaven City or my Three-Eye Heaven City, there's no way to deal with those guys. Heavenly law pavilion might be able to do it, unless we also possess the heavenly law inheritance. I sense Shinyu Heavenly Dragon's aura over there. I wonder what he is doing inside. Qin Yun also looked at the blue light beam behind him. What? Shinyu Tianlong is over there? Yin Long asked in shock, is he all right? I don't know either. Qin Yun shook his head. At this time, a burst of dragon roar suddenly came from the blue light beam behind them. Qin Yun and others looked at each other in shock. Just as they were talking about Shinyu Heavenly Dragon, They heard Xinyu heavenly dragon roar. Yinlong's expression changed. He said in deep voice, "This roar is made because of pain. Could it be that Xinyu heavenly dragon is fighting over there?" Roar. Soon after, another burst of roar came out. Qin Yun and others can only keep running because there are still powerful enemies chasing them. They want to stop and see what is happening behind them. They want to understand what Xinyu heavenly dragon is doing. At noon, the weather is very good. There are no clouds in 10,000 li. Two myriad worlds' divine suns, one big and one small, are hanging in the azure sky. And behind Qin Yun and others, not only are powerful enemies chasing them, from time to time, a very strong energy wave is attacking them. Xinyu heavenly dragon is very strong. Apparently, he is in a bitter battle. The battle is very intense. Roars and roars are unceasing. Qin Yun met Xinyu heavenly dragon before. He knows that Xinyu heavenly dragon has become very strong. His strength is unfathomable. And at this time, Xinyu heavenly dragon is bitterly fighting behind them. He is letting out bursts of frantic roars. "We must run out," Yinlong said. They are now on a plain. They have already arrived at the edge of the plain. So long as they rush out and enter the mountain forest, it will be equivalent to leaving this region. What is that? Yinlong suddenly looked at the sky ahead. A golden cloud is floating over. Someone is flying over. Three-Eye King shouted in alarm. Could it be Heavenly Law Pavilion's people? Within the Heavenly Law universe, only Heavenly Law Pavilion's people can fly with relative ease. Qin Yun and Three-Eye King immediately used heavenly eyes to look and saw that there is indeed a large group of people inside the golden cloud. There are indeed people inside the golden cloud. Moreover, their strength is not weak. Three-Eye King somewhat happily said, "If they're truly Heavenly Law Pavilion's people, then it is not bad. These guys are very strong." Behind Qin Yun and others, there are many blue crystal balls chasing them. Although they can't catch up to them, they're still giving them great pressure. Three-Eye King, do you know which faction of Heavenly Law Pavilion it is? Qin Yun asked. It should be the strongest Heavenly Law Hall. Three-Eye King said, Dragon Hall's people are mostly dragons. Devil Court's aura is not like this, so it can only be Heavenly Law Hall. Heavenly Law Pavilion's Heavenly Law Hall strength is very formidable. Qin Yun heard by Sushin mention it before. Heavenly Law Hall's people are riding clouds and mist. They're coming over in a grandiose manner. They're bringing along very formidable aura. Tens of people wearing golden cloaks and gorgeous golden soft armor flew out of the golden cloud. The men are handsome and martial. The women are tall and beautiful. Among these people, only a few of them are middle-aged. The rest are all youngsters. After they saw Qin Yun and others, they directly flew over and landed in front of them. Three-Eyed King. A middle-aged man shouted when he saw the Three-Eyed King. I am Three-Eye King of Three-Eye Heavenly City. Everyone must be friends of Heavenly Law Pavilion, right? Three-Eye King promptly cupped his hands and said with smile. Yinlong said with frown, Everyone, we are being chased by powerful enemies. Now is not the time to chat. We must quickly leave. Leave? Not so easy. The middle-aged man who spoke earlier said with cold smile, You are all food. How can we let you leave just like that? Qin Yun and others are startled. These Heavenly Law Hall's people are actually calling them food. They suddenly thought of something. Heavenly Law Hall's people might know the origin of those silvers. Attack! The middle-aged man laughed loudly and said, Those few Heavenly Law Hall's middle-aged men flew back and let the youngsters attack. It seems like this is their experience. What are you doing? Yinlong said in cold voice. We don't know each other. This is the first time we meet, yet you want to attack us. A youngster said with sneer, We want to see the process of you being eaten by a 9-heaven divine demon. When a 9-heaven divine demon eats a human, there will be changes. It will be helpful for our research. Another woman's face is filled with ruthlessness. She said with cold voice with sneer, Your strength is pretty good if a 9-heaven divine demon eats you. There should be some changes, right? Qin Yin and other strength is indeed pretty good, but they consumed a lot of energy just now. And now, although the dozens of people surrounding them are very young, they are all from Heavenly Law Pavilion's Heavenly Law Hall. Their strength must be very strong. Qin Yin promptly sent voice transmission to Xiao Wufeng and others, telling them that he will use the Nine-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation to suppress the Heavenly Law Hall's people and then let them leave. Qin Yin doesn't plan to risk his life because those 9 Heaven Divine Demons are still chasing them. The Divine Judge is the first to attack. Myriad Heaven's Divine Punishment flag suddenly swayed. Myriad World's Divine Sun in the sky suddenly dropped down golden light. Crash! At the same time, the Myriad Heaven's Divine Punishment flag fluttered. A large amount of Berserk Divine power transformed into a tide and rushed forward. The golden tide brought along Berserk lightning. The huge tide and lightning fused into one, filled with the might of heavenly punishment. It seems like it wants to destroy everything. This move caused those Heavenly Law Hall's people to be shocked. At the same time, Qin Yin released 9 altars. 9 altars as large as mountains suddenly appeared all around. The 9-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation immediately activated and produced a powerful pressure. Under Qin Yun's control, the 9-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation suppressed all the Heavenly Law Hall's people. All the Heavenly Law Hall's people were submerged by the lightning wave released by the Myriad Heaven's Divine Punishment flag. After the large wave passed, golden barrier appeared on the bodies of the Heavenly Law Hall's people and blocked the Divine Judge's attack. Xiao Wufeng's Origin Divine Sword appeared in his hand, as if it has fused with him. The sword pierced through the barrier like a light beam. Boom! His Origin sword pierced the young man's golden barrier, but was unable to pierce through. It only caused a loud explosion. Quickly leave! Qin Yin hastily shouted. They immediately rushed out of the 9-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation. At this time, those Heavenly Law Hall's people inside the formation released a mysterious and formidable power. They want to struggle free from the formation. You guys leave first, I will block them. Qin Yin yelled. No way. Xiao Wufeng immediately refused. Quickly split up and run. Qin Yin yelled. Don't worry about me. I have a way to throw them off. Boss Xia, when you see Yuma and others, remember to be on guard against Heavenly Law Hall. Because Qin Yin learned from Bai Su Xin that they have contact with Heavenly Law Hall, Divine Moon Race also contacted Heavenly Law Hall. All right, be careful. Xiao Wufeng nodded and said. Soon after, Xiao Wufeng and Divine Judge ran in one direction. Three-Eye King and Yun Long ran in another direction. Qin Yin is doing his utmost to control the 9-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation. Chapter 2270. Qin Yun's 9-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation is very strong. These powerful middle-aged and young geniuses from Heavenly Law Hall have experienced it firsthand. Even for their Heavenly Law Hall, it is not easy to create this kind of great formation. They need to prepare meticulously and set up many formation pillars. As for the 9 mountain-like altars that Qin Yun released, they were able to instantly form such a massive array. This made the Heavenly Law Hall's people wonder. Qin Yun finally knows that those things are called 9 Heaven Divine Demons. Heavenly Law Hall knows that they are 9 Heaven Divine Demons and has been researching them for many years. Ling Yin'er said, Xiao Yun, do you think these guys have secretly joined hands with the 9 Heaven Divine Demons? That middle-aged man also said that the 9 Heaven Divine Demons will not eat them. The 9 Heaven Divine Demons are flying over from the distance. The 9 Heavens God Demons were all in that blue crystal ball. Not only was the crystal ball very strong, the 9 Heavens God Demons inside were also not weak, and they were very difficult to kill. I don't know. In short, my great formation can't hold on for much longer. Qin Yin already knew that the 9-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation is not strong enough. Previously, those strong races used a kind of heavenly talisman to make his 9-Dragon Heavenly Origin formation lose effectiveness. The Heavenly Law Hall's people who are temporarily suppressed by him are constantly attacking the Great Formation. It won't take long for them to break the formation. Quickly leave, Ling Yun anxiously shouted. If they break it and join hands with those 9 heaven divine demons, you will be in danger. Qin Yun gritted his teeth and used the last bit of spatial divine power. He condensed the last bit of spatial divine power and quickly stored away the 9-dragon heavenly origin formation. After storing away the 9 altars, Qin Yun immediately used void transference step to travel through space. He did not leave the plane. Instead, he rushed towards the blue light beam in the middle of the plane. Xinyu Tianlong is still there. He thinks that Xinyu Tianlong might have been swindled by Heavenly Law Hall. After all, he and Xinyu Tianlong have some friendship, so he must go and take a look. Over there, quickly chase. We must capture that great formation. A middle-aged man from Heavenly Law Hall shouted. What about Three-Eye King and the others? A youth looked outside the plane. Don't care about those guys. That great formation is very important. I have never seen such a convenient and powerful great formation. As long as we can obtain it and hand it over to Hall Master, we will definitely be rewarded handsomely. Our status will also rise because of this. A middle-aged man excitedly rushed towards Qin Yun. Qin Yun used void transference step to travel a long distance, but Heavenly Law Hall's people can still sense where he is. More than 109 Heaven's divine beasts had already flown over, but now they were chasing after Qin Yun with the people from the Heavenly Law Hall. Little Queen Ant quickly condensed the space divine power pearl. It doesn't matter if it's small. Qin Yun contacted the 9 sun divine souls, Little Queen Ant. The Little Queen Ant could absorb the energy of the divine universe, Purple Sun, so it was rather fast for her to condense spatial divine power beads. Qin Yun wanted to avoid being caught by the powerful enemies behind him before the spatial divine power pearl was condensed. The divine universe, heavenly dragon's roar could still be heard from time to time from the blue beam of light, but it was much weaker. Is Xinyu Tianlong unable to hold on any longer? Qin Yun felt rather worried. Clan's god Divine Spirit is also Divine Dragon. Divine Spirits and Dragon Yun is Ming. And God. Yun, Heaven and Tao Sect. Qin Yun's heart is heavy. If Xinyu Tianlong is already dead by the time he arrives, and he is surrounded by powerful enemies, it will be very dangerous. It's up to the Little Queen Ant now. Qin Yun said, Yuner, hurry Little Queen Ant and tell her that the situation is very urgent. Tell her to hurry up. The spatial divine power pearl allowed him to traverse through space. As long as he found Xinyu Tianlong, he would be able to escape with him. The reason why Qin Yun suddenly wanted to save Xinyu Tianlong is because he discovered the arrival of the Heavenly Law Hall's people. He suspected that the people from the Heavenly Law Hall had come to see Xinyu Tianlong being eaten by a 9 heavens divine demon. Now that he saw the people from the Heavenly Law Hall and the 9 heavens divine demons pursuing him, Qin Yun was even more certain that the Heavenly Law Hall and the 9 heavens divine demons were involved in some shady business. Even Xinyu Tianlong doesn't know about this. Hearing Xinyu Tianlong's sorrowful and angry roar, Qin Yun can't help but increase his speed. The divine universe sky dragon came from the divine wilderness after all. He had entered the blue sky by chance and drifted with the blue sky for many years. Just as he was about to return to his hometown, he had fallen into such a desperate situation. Furthermore, he had fallen into a trap set up by others. When Qin Yun thought of this point, his heart is filled with pity towards Xinyu Tianlong. Therefore, he wants to do his best to save him and return to the divine wilderness together. Little Queen Ant did not disappoint Qin Yun. Instead, she made him pleasantly surprised. Because the serious Little Queen Ant condensed the spatial divine power pearl very quickly. Now, she can already condense a small pellet. Although it is a very small pellet, it is enough for Qin Yun to use transcending void step and traverse a great distance. After increasing the distance between him and the powerful enemies chasing him, Qin Yun immediately relaxed a bit. The people from the Heavenly Law Hall and the 9 heavens divine demons can fly, so their speed is very fast. Qinyan can only run on the ground. If he doesn't use spatial travel, he will be caught very quickly. At low altitude, a middle-aged man from the Heavenly Law Hall is flying very quickly. He is holding a compass in his hand and cursed in low voice. "Motherfucker, is my heaven-chasing compass broken?" That guy suddenly rushed forward a great distance. Just now, he suddenly took away the formation and then disappeared. He must have used spatial travel. Another middle-aged man said, "This evil guy seems to be only at the profound God realm. How can he have so many tricks?" Luckily, his cultivation is not high. If he had the cultivation of heavenly God or sacred God, it would be very difficult to deal with him. Is he from the Divine Desolate? The Divine Desolate is truly a good place. If we join hands with the Nine Heavens demon race, we will definitely be able to take down the Divine Desolate. The few middle-aged men from the Heavenly Law Hall suddenly became excited. It is as if they will be able to dominate the Divine Desolate very soon. After Qinyan distanced himself from the people behind him, he still increased his speed and rushed towards the blue light beam. His eyes are emitting blue light rays. This allows him to see if there are any Nine Heavens divine demons hidden inside the blue crystal ball. Along the way, he really saw many Nine Heavens divine demons under the sacred land. They are like eggs hidden underground. Could it be that this area is the place where Nine Heavens divine demons are born? Where did these Nine Heavens divine demons come from? Qinyan is extremely alarmed. As he gets closer and closer to the blue light beam, he discovered even more Nine Heavens divine demons underground. Majority of these Nine Heavens divine demons don't have blue crystal ball shell. They all have silver skin and are sleeping underground. The commotion caused by Shun Yu Tianlong is so big, but it did not awaken the sleeping Nine Heavens divine demons. This caused Qinyan to feel somewhat puzzled. Qinyan told Lingyan about his discovery. After Lingyan finished listening, she said, "Xiaoyun, I suspect that the Nine Heavens divine demons you saw were all sealed. Now only a few of them can be unsealed. Then what is Shun Yu Tianlong fighting with? Could it be an even stronger Nine Heavens divine demon?" Qinyan said in his heart, "Shun Yu Tianlong is so powerful. If he is eaten, then the overall strength of the Nine Heavens divine demons will become even stronger. Maybe after eating Shun Yu Tianlong, those stronger Nine Heavens divine demons can help even more Nine Heavens divine demons unseal." Ling Yuner said. Qinyan suddenly thought of something and said, "Those Nine Heavens divine demons all have very strong blue crystal shell. If the blue sky self-destructs, it will not be able to destroy the Nine Heavens divine demons. At that time, the Nine Heavens divine demons can still appear in the Divine Desolate." Ling Yun's voice is also very solemn as she said, "Xiaoyun, there are many Nine Heavens divine demons here. They are also very strong. It seems like we will not be able to stop them from entering the Divine Desolate. Qinyan can only first save Shun Yu Tianlong." Evening, a few star rivers formed a whirlpool in the sky. It looks like a beautiful giant flower. Qinyan looked at the star river whirlpool in the sky and felt even more puzzled. He also doesn't know what those star rivers are doing. At this moment, Qinyan is already near the location of the blue light beam. There's an incomparably large crater there. There are many cracks all around the crater, and blue light is emitting from them. The blue light beam is very thick, otherwise it would be impossible to see it from far away. Qinyan also saw Shun Yu Tianlong. The blue dragon scales on Shun Yu Tianlong's body are scattered all over the place. His huge dragon body has many cracks, and light blue blood is flowing out. Shun Yu Tianlong also has heavenly blood. After Qinyan saw Shun Yu Tianlong, he is secretly alarmed. Shun Yu Tianlong is crazily flying within the blue light beam. Apparently, he is fighting something. Qinyan used Heavenly Eye but still can't see what Shun Yu Tianlong is fighting with. He thought that Shun Yu Tianlong is fighting with a huge Nine Heavens divine demon. But after approaching, he can't see any other huge thing. Shin Yu Tianlong is being trapped by a very strong guy inside the blue light beam. Qin Yun can see that Shun Yu Tianlong is unable to break through the blue light beam and is being attacked by an invisible power. Shin Yu Tianlong, I am Qin Yun. Qin Yun released formidable mental power, condensed a light beam, and shot it through Heavenly Eye. Quickly leave. Shin Yu Tianlong immediately responded. What happened? How can I save you? Qin Yun hastily asked. There is an ancient and powerful divine demon devouring the Star River's energy. Once the Star River is devoured, the sealed divine demon group won't be able to be suppressed. Quickly leave the heavenly law universe. I will self-destruct along with the blue heavenly universe and exterminate the divine demon group. Shin Yu Tianlong said. Qin Yun finally understood why the Star River gathered together. He said with sigh, even if the blue heavenly universe self-destructs, a large number of nine heavens divine demons will survive. Soon after, Qin Yun informed Shin Yu Tianlong about the blue crystal ball. Damn it! Those bastards from Heavenly Law Hall helped a portion of the nine heavens divine demons unseal. Shin Yu Tianlong furiously cursed. At this time, Qin Yun saw a silver figure inside the blue light beam. This silver figure is very tall. His body is like a normal person. His face is very long. He has silver skin. He is a very handsome man. This person is floating inside the blue light beam. His long silver hair is fluttering. He is holding a long sword in his hand. Chapter 2271. Previously, Qin Yun and the others saw the nine heavens divine demons inside the blue crystal ball. However, those nine heavens divine demons looked rather abnormal. They were all short and muscular silver men with large heads and thick necks. As for the one beside Shin Yu Tianlong, he was tall and slender. His face was slender and handsome, and he also had a head of soft silver hair. While Qin Yun was feeling dizzy, his divine Moon Dao image surged with power and eliminated the mental attack. I was so far away from that guy, and I still suffered from this mental attack, let alone Shin Yu Tianlong. Qin Yun finally understood why Shin Yu Tianlong was in so much pain. It was clearly a very powerful mental attack. This won't do. If this goes on, Shin Yu Tianlong won't be able to hold on, his mind will be confused, and he will sign a master-servant contract. Qin Yun thought of a way to help Shin Yu Tianlong escape. Nine Heavens Demon Emperor, don't even think of enslaving me. Shin Yu Tianlong roared. That's not up to you. Nine Heavens Demon Emperor sneered. A silver light beam shot out from his forehead and entered Shin Yu Tianlong's huge dragon head. Shin Yu Tianlong roared and frantically struggled. He was trapped inside the blue light beam and could not break free. Fight! Qin Yun gritted his teeth and suddenly fused his nether moon and nether Sunday. After the nether moon entered the nether sun and fused with it, a very powerful and terrifying power burst out. Sun and moon shine together. Qin Yun's nether sun and nether moon have been greatly improved compared to before. Moreover, they have cultivated the corresponding divine Tao image and opened the divine Tao meridian. The sun and moon shine together power he released now is even more powerful. Qin Yun held the God King's spear tightly and inserted the small black knife into the spear barrel. He poured in the sun and moon shine together power and shot the small black knife out. The small black knife is like a bullet. It hit the blue light beam barrier. The sun and moon shine together power has Qin Yun's mental power and Nether Sun's formidable power. Even if Qin Yun is very far away, he can still control that power. Qin Yun controlled the small black knife and stabbed at Nine Heavens Demon Emperor. Nine Heavens Demon Emperor sensed something stabbing at him. He was surprised and subconsciously dodged. However, under Qin Yun's control, the little black saber quickly changed its trajectory and pierced through the Nine Heavens Demon Monarch's throat. As it pierced through, the celestial flames within the little black saber burst forth and ignited the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor's neck. Who is it? The Nine Heavens Demon Emperor was enraged, and his voice was filled with pain. It was clear that the flames could hurt him. Qin Yun could not retract his little black saber. He felt that it was a pity, but seeing that the flames were effective on the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor, he felt much better. After the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor was hit, his body burned with the blue flames. He wanted to extinguish the celestial fire, but it was not easy. Back when Qin Yun ignited the Nine Heavens Divine Demons, the Divine Demons found it difficult to extinguish the flames. All they could do was roll on the ground and scream. But the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor was different. His strength was terrifying, and the celestial fire could not destroy him. What surprised Qin Yun was that after the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor was hit, the blue light beam suddenly disappeared. The beam of light was released by the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor. At this moment, he had to deal with the celestial fire on him, and could only stop for a while. Xinyu Tianlong finally broke free, but he was already covered in injuries. He was not the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor's match. After breaking free, he wanted to fight the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor to the death, but he knew that he was not strong enough. He did not want to let down Qin Yun's good intentions of risking his life. Therefore, Xinyu Tianlong immediately transformed into a middle-aged man and rushed toward Qin Yun. "Let's go." Xinyu Tianlong landed beside Qin Yun, grabbed Qin Yun's shoulder, and flew through the air. "Who the hell attacked me?" the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor roared. Suddenly, a large swath of blue light spots spewed out from the huge pit. The blue light spots were all blue crystal balls, and there were thousands of them. Thousands of Nine Heavens Demon Emperors appeared and immediately rushed in all directions. Most of them rushed towards Xinyu Tianlong. "Tianlong, how long can the blue skies last?" Qin Yun asked. "I don't know either. Those guys from the Heavenly Law Hall told me that the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor had come out, but was very weak, and asked me to suppress him." Xinyu Tianlong cursed softly. "Who knew that I would be trapped the moment I arrived?" The Nine Heavens Demon Emperor might have been released by those bastards from the Heavenly Law Hall. Is at the place where the Heavenly Law Divine Source is stored. Qin Yun looked back and saw many blue light spots following behind. The Heavenly Law Divine Source released a powerful energy to suppress the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor. That seal was destroyed by those bastards from the Heavenly Law Hall. Xinyu Tianlong was very angry. He was almost killed by the Heavenly Law Hall. Those bastards from the Heavenly Law Hall are really despicable, Qin Yun said worriedly. "Will the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor chase after us?" "Not for now. We just need to leave this place. The Star River in the sky has formed a seal. Even the Nine Heavens Demon Emperors can't escape." Xinyu Tianlong's angular face was filled with coldness. He looked at the sky and said, "The Star River Grand Formation won't last long." Qin Yun frowned. "Doesn't that mean that the Nine Heavens Demon Emperors will appear in God Desolate?" Xinyu Tianlong sighed. "This is something that cannot be stopped." After the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor dealt with the flames on his body, he chased after Xinyu Tianlong. Xinyu Tianlong's flying speed is very fast. The Nine Heavens Demon Emperor chasing after him is not slow either. Xinyu Tianlong is seriously injured, but he can still fly very fast. This made Qin Yun feel a lot more at ease. If Xinyu Tianlong can't hold on any longer, he can still use Void Step. "Xinyu Tianlong, quickly hand that person over to me. Otherwise, the next time I catch you, I will make you taste all kinds of pain." The Nine Heavens Demon Emperor's cold and angry voice reverberated from behind, bringing along a gale. Although the distance is very far, that voice still gives people a soul-captivating power. "This guy's mental attack is very strong," Qin Yun said in low voice. "I won't hand you over to him." Xinyu Tianlong saw how Qin Yun saved him. First, Qin Yun pierced the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor's throat, then released a powerful flame. Xinyu Tianlong can see that Qin Yun's cultivation is not high, but he can pose a threat to a powerful existence like the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor. What are the Nine Heavens Demon Emperors? The blue crystals they can condense are very strong, and their recovery power is also very dreadful. Qin Yun said, "This is a long story. Wait until we are safe. I will tell you. Palace King, this time it is all thanks to you. If not, I would have become a sinner. Xinyu Tianlong said. Sinner? Qin Yun doesn't understand. If I am eaten by the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor, that guy will become even stronger. He will be able to resurrect even more Nine Heavens Demon Emperors. It will be a great disaster for the newly born Divine Desolate. Xinyu Tianlong said. Qin Yun recalled that on the road, he discovered many Nine Heavens Demon Emperors sleeping underground. If they all woke up, the consequences would be unthinkable. Divine Desolate is not as weak as you think, Qin Yun said. There must be even more powerful races hiding in Divine Desolate. Xinyu Tianlong sighed and said, I hope so. Anyway, this time, the Nine Heavens Demon Emperors will appear in Divine Desolate. The Nine Heavens Demon Emperor shouted again. Xinyu Tianlong, quickly hand over that human to me. He is very dangerous. He can easily kill you. As a Xinyu Tianlong, you are a member of the dragon race. How can you join hands with a human? Xinyu Tianlong trusts Qin Yun very much. Otherwise, he would not have handed over his dragon pearl to Qin Yun. Nine Heavens Demon Emperor, I will never hand him over to you. I will help him become stronger. Then he will kill you. Xinyu Tianlong said with sneer. I know very well that he will bring disaster to your Nine Heavens Demon race. The Nine Heavens Demon Emperor furiously roared. The heaven and earth trembled. Xinyu Tianlong has already flown out of the plane. Rumbling sounds can be heard coming from behind. It is easy to imagine that the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor is frantically attacking the formation, sealing him. The Nine Heavens Demon Emperor is indeed sealed by the Star River Great Formation. He can't come out for now. After Xinyu Tianlong brought Qin Yun out of the plane, he did not go far because he has to pay attention to the situation inside. They landed on a mountain peak. Qin Yun took out the floating cloud pagoda. Xinyu Tianlong entered the floating cloud pagoda, took out a large pill, put it in his mouth, and began healing. Your blood is also blue, Qin Yun said with smile. This is heavenly blood, right? Indeed, this is a very mysterious and powerful inheritance. This inheritance comes from a soul, Xinyu Tianlong said. Qin Yun heard from Qin Clan Emperor that he can cultivate this kind of heavenly blood because of the soul. As for why it is like this, Qin Clan Emperor is also not clear. Xinyu Tianlong said, Palace Kings, you must quickly leave Heavenly Law Universe and return to Divine Desolate. Some people have obtained the Heavenly Law Inheritance. Do your best to protect them. Later on, when we deal with the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor, we will have to rely on them. Is there a spirit inside Heavenly Law Universe? Is it the spirit that provided the Heavenly Law Inheritance? Qin Yun asked. That is the Heavenly Law Divine Spirit. He is very old. That is why he is unable to control everything. Before he left, he passed down the Heavenly Law Inheritance to the people of Divine Desolate. The Heavenly Law Divine Spirit does not trust Heavenly Law Pavilion and the humans here. That is why he passed down the Heavenly Law Inheritance to outsiders. Xinyu Tianlong said with sigh. Now Qin Yun also understands why Three-Eye King and the others could not obtain the Heavenly Law Inheritance. Instead, more than 100 people from Divine Desolate were able to obtain it. Not many people who obtain the Heavenly Law Inheritance are willing to deal with the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor. Only Divine Moon Race and Divine Yang Race are willing. Qin Yun said, It doesn't matter, as long as there are a few people. Heavenly Law Inheritance from Heavenly Law Divine Spirit should be very strong. After obtaining the inheritance, they can suppress the Nine Heavens Demon Race. Xinyu Tianlong said. Qin Yun took out a few soul-chasing talismans. They're used to track by Su Xin and Xiao Yueme. Now that they are together, Qin Yun feels a lot relieved. Bai Su Xin still has 2 Heavenly Law Inheritance Pearls. He wants to quickly help her open them and let her master a Heavenly Law Inheritance. That way she can deal with the Nine Heavens Demon Emperor. Chapter 2272. Qin Yun is not at all relieved seeing Xinyu Tianlong's injuries. He said, "Tianlong, I can't abandon you. Why don't we go together? What are you worried about? As long as I'm not facing a Nine Heavens Demon Emperor, I am not afraid of anyone. Even if those bastards from Heavenly Law Hall surround and attack me, they won't be able to take me down. Quickly go find those powerful races from Divine Desolate and warn them." Xinyu Tianlong urged. Xinyu Tianlong is worried that those powerful races will become food to feed the Nine Heavens Divine Demons. There are still many Nine Heavens Divine Demons who have not awakened yet. This is mainly because they need a large amount of powerful blood. The powerful races from Divine Desolate have powerful blood and can be said to be the best food for the Nine Heavens Divine Demons. "Is there really no problem?" Qin Yun said with bitter smile. "I saved you with great difficulty. If you die, then wouldn't I have saved you for nothing? Don't look down on me. Nine Heavens Divine Demons can't come out yet. Within the Heavenly Law universe, I am invincible." Xinyu Tianlong laughed loudly. "All right." Qin Yun spread out his hands. Xinyu Tianlong seemed to be in pretty good condition, but it was hard to say how his internal injuries and soul injuries would be. Qin Yun and Xinyu Tianlong walked out of the floating cloud pagoda. Xinyu Tianlong directly entered the mountain and hid himself to heal. Qin Yun used the soul-chasing talisman to find Xiao Yuelon and others. On the way, Qin Yun also took out Xie Wufeng and others' soul-chasing talisman. They seemed to be in the same direction. Soon after, Qin Yun took out the soul-chasing talisman from the nameless old man and Mo Dutian from the heavenly devil god race. He discovered that they are all together. Could it be that those powerful races have gathered together? Qin Yun really wants to know why they have gathered together. He was a little worried that those ancient races would be roped in by the Heavenly Law Hall. "Xiao Yun, there are so many powerful races, they can't all be deceived by the Heavenly Law Hall. At least Divine Moon Race and Divine Yang Race won't." Ling Yuner said. "Divine Heaven Race and Nine Sun Heavenly Race won't either." Qin Yun said, "Others are hard to say. After all, Heavenly Law Hall's strength is not weak. Moreover, they have grasped many Heavenly Law Divine runes." Qin Yun had previously instructed Xie Wufeng and company to inform the Divine Yang Race and the Divine Moon Race to guard against the Heavenly Law Hall. The Divine Judge and the others must have met up with those two powerful races. Thinking of this, Qin Yun is not as worried as before. The direction he was running in was still quite far away from the plains, not at the edge of the plains. It could be said that it was a good thing to stay away from the area where the Nine Heavens God Beasts were sealed. Qin Yun ran for almost an entire day before he got closer to Xiao Yuelon and company. This area is still filled with overlapping mountains. From afar, he could see a tall silver tower on the top of a huge mountain. There was a silver crescent moon at the top of the pagoda. It was the pagoda of the Divine Moon Race. In the night, the pagoda and the crescent moon were particularly dazzling and could be seen from far away. The Divine Moon Clan is over there. Qin Yun took out a few soul-chasing talismans and discovered that Xiao Yuelon and the others are in that direction. Sister Rujing is not here. Qin Yun looked at Xian Rujing's soul-chasing talismans and frowned. Soon after, he sensed a familiar aura. This aura is faintly ice-cold. It is Xian Rujing's aura. Behind me, Qin Yun was delighted. He hurriedly turned around and saw a woman in a white dress. She was riding a tiger made of ice and snow as she ran over. Ice Mother Tiger. Qin Yun cannot help but laugh in his heart. Xian Rujing is riding a tiger condensed from ice and snow and rushed towards the mountain peak in a short while. After she saw Qin Yun, the ice and snow tiger turned into white gas and returned to her body, causing her snow-white skirt to flutter in the wind. Xian Rujing's exceptionally beautiful face is as cold as ice and frost. But after seeing Qin Yun, her ice-cold eyes became as tender as water. This ice and snow goddess suddenly became gentle and graceful. Her entire person appeared extremely gentle and charming. The glamorous and charming goddess is not reserved at all. After seeing her sweetheart, she threw herself into his bosom. "Xiao Yun, I was very worried about you. Xian Rujing's jade-like face is very close to Qin Yun's chest. She softly muttered. I'm fine now, Qin Yun said with smile. His hand is gently caressing the beauty's exceptionally beautiful face. Xian Rujing raised her head and said with elegant smile, although I know you will be fine, I am still worried that it has been like this for so many years. Xian Rujing was deprived of her emotional thread before. Then it was born again. Moreover, the emotional thread was born for Qin Yun. Adding the emotional thread that was originally recovered, it caused her emotions to become even more intense. Especially after reuniting with Qin Yun for so long, this kind of emotional outburst became even more intense. She is now tightly hugging Qin Yun. It seems like she wants to melt into Qin Yun's body. Oh, that's right. Did you see Bossia and the others? Qin Yun embraced the fragrant and soft beauty in his bosom, feeling the boundless tenderness under her ice-cold appearance. I saw them. We more or less have grasped the situation. Xiao Yun, you don't need to worry about these things. Divine Moon Clan's Wang Jue and Divine Judge have already met. Divine Moon Clan already has a general understanding of the situation. They will be on guard against Heavenly Law Hall. Xian Rujing gazed at Qin Yun and softly smiled. Her beautiful eyes are flickering with charming waves. Her blurry expression is filled with charm and flirtatious feeling. Filled with boundless allure. It is very enchanting. Are you well on, and others all right? Did they obtain heavenly law inheritance? Qin Yun looked at the beautiful woman before him and cannot help but become infatuated. He can't help but hug her even tighter. Xian Rujing's charming eyes are filled with smile. They are all 9 Sun divine daughters. Naturally, they have heavenly law inheritance. No need to worry. What about my most beautiful ice snow, big sister? Did you obtain heavenly law inheritance? Qin Yun said with mischievous smile. Take out the floating cloud pagoda. I will tell you inside. Xian Rujing smiled gently. Qin Yun took out the floating cloud pagoda. They have not seen each other for many days. Now they're deeply reunited inside the pagoda. They're not holding back their longing for each other. After a night, Qin Yun and Xian Rujing woke up from their warm and tender state. After waking up, Qin Yun hugged the beautiful woman beside him and said with smile, Sister Rujing, it seems like you still haven't told me what kind of heavenly law inheritance you obtained. It is not too late to tell you now. Xian Rujing gently smiled, then sat up. She pulled up her beautiful long hair and let it hang in front of her. Qin Yun also saw that ice and snow goddess totem slowly appeared on Xian Rujing's snow-white beautiful back. However, the totem is different from before. This is Heavenly Law Divine Rune, Qin Yun said with frown. Heavenly Space Cold Curse. Even though I obtained it, I cannot use it now. Heavenly Space Cold Curse has fused with my totem. Then what about Uma and others? Did they also obtain Heavenly Space Divine Curse? Qin Yun said in amazement. Qin Yun gently caressed Xian Rujing's back. Even though he has Heavenly Space Fire Curse, he cannot understand Xian Rujing's Heavenly Space Cold Curse. 9 Sun Divine Maidens' Heavenly Law Inheritance is very special. They're keeping a secret and can't tell anyone. So, I also don't know. Xian Rujing lightly flung her beautiful hair to her back. The ice and snow goddess totem on her body also gradually disappeared into her snow-white skin. No wonder when I saw Yuanmei before, she did not mention this matter to me. Qin Yun laughed. Xiao Yun, can I give you the heavenly law inheritance I obtained? Xian Rujing said. Yuanmei said that you obtained a very strong heavenly space fire curse. You can use it very well. No need to give it to me. Keep it for yourself. Qin Yun hugged Xian Rujing, gently caressed her back, and said in gentle voice, You still can't use Heavenly Space Cold Curse because you don't have enough Heavenly Blood. Xian Rujing said with frown, Heavenly Blood? I heard Muyu mention it before. Muyu said that we should cultivate in Moon Heart and use Sun and Moon Heart Sutra. This will lay the foundation for cultivating Moon Heavenly Blood. So it is like this. It seems like this matter of Heavenly Blood is worth deeply researching. Qin Yun also sank into contemplation. He already used Nether Sun, white sun, and blue-colored 9 heaven demon races energy to use heavenly universe divine curse. All of them consumed a great amount of heavenly blood. Moreover, the blood spirit power condensed from heavenly blood has very good effect on heavenly runes. Xiao Yun, I saw by Su Xin. What is the relationship between you and Yuemei Xinyang? Xian Rujing said with ambiguous smile. There is no relationship. There was some misunderstanding, and then I helped her. That's all. Qin Yun pinched Xian Rujing's face and said with smile, Sister Rujing, what are you thinking about? Don't try to deceive me. When this Sister Su Xin talked about you, whether it is her expression or her tone, there's a big flaw. Xian Rujing pursed her lips and lightly smiled, then pinched Qin Yun. Just as Qin Yun was about to kiss Xian Rujing's forehead, he suddenly saw a white crescent moon appear on her forehead. Aya. Urgent matter. Xian Rujing promptly got up and quickly put on white clothes. Her expression is very flustered. What is it? What urgent matter? Qin Yun is also wearing clothes, he asked. What is that small moon on your forehead? It is a kind of technique Divine Moon Clan people taught it to us. It allows us to sense each other's urgent situation, especially in close distance. We can quickly gather together. Xian Rujing very quickly put on clothes. Can I learn it? Qin Yun asked. You can't. Only women can learn it. Xian Rujing simply tidied up her hair and said somewhat anxiously, Xiao Yun, wait here for me for now. Divine Moon Clan's pagoda does not allow men to enter. I will go with you. Qin Yun said. No need, you stay here. Xian Rujing said. That pagoda is not far from you. All right. Qin Yun wants to know what urgent matter it is. He can only wait here for news. Xian Rujing walked out of Floating Cloud Pagoda and immediately rushed towards Divine Moon Clan's pagoda. The reason why she's outside is to find Qin Yun. Qin Yun is standing beside Floating Cloud Pagoda and looking at Divine Moon Clan's pagoda. Chapter 2273. Qin Yun understands Xian Rujing very well. The reason why Ice and Snow Goddess is not letting him go is most likely because there is some danger. Or maybe she is afraid that he will cause some trouble. Xiao Yun, don't go too early. She will discover you. Ling Yuna said. Qin Yun can see that Xian Rujing is rushing towards Divine Moon Clan's pagoda. Since he knows the location, he is not in a hurry to go. I am full of energy now. I will take out a small black saber first. Qin Yun released Floating Cloud Pagoda and then entered it. He controlled Nether Sun White Sun and the blue energy to condense a special black crystal and then transformed it into a small black saber. Just like last time, after it condensed, it extracted most of his heavenly blood. Truly annoying. Qin Yun looked at the small black saber and felt extremely distressed. It is condensed from a large amount of heavenly blood. Next, he continued to rush forward while recovering the heavenly blood he consumed earlier. With White Sun's formidable recovery power and his heavenly Tao image, the speed at which he replenishes blue heavenly blood is very fast. Qin Yun arrived at the foot of the huge mountain and took out the spirit-chasing talisman. He discovered that Xian Rujing is not there. Not inside the pagoda. Where did she go? Qin Yun also took out the spirit-chasing talismans of Bai Su Xin, Xiao Yuelon, and others. They're also not inside the pagoda. Instead, it is pointing towards another direction. Ling Yuner said, Xiao Yun, I think many strong races are gathering together. You should quickly go and take a look. After Qin Yun determined the direction, his expression changed because the direction is pointing towards the Nine Heavens Divine Demons territory. A huge red light beam is shooting towards the sky from the center of the Nine Heavens Divine Demons territory. It looks devilish and dreadful. The Star River Great Formation in the sky is revolving very quickly. Apparently, it is doing its utmost to suppress the seal. Qin Yun increased his speed and rushed towards Xian Rujing and others. He discovered that Divine Judge, Yun Long, and others are also there. Have the various powerful races really gathered together? As Qin Yun gradually approached, he sensed many powerful auras. Among them, the most obvious is 3 I King's aura. It seems like he is very high profile. What is Three-Eye King doing? Qin Yin did not approach too closely. He is now on top of a tall mountain. He is looking in an open space in the distance. Qin Yin carefully looked around and saw many familiar faces. For example, the sky demon celestial races Mo Fans Han and Mo Du Tian, the divine yang races Marquis Su Chuanxiu, and the Nine Suns heavenly races Nameless Old Man. The divine star race, the divine sword race, and the chaotic race were all powerful races that were his sworn enemies. The Mystic Moon Clan, the Divine Moon Clan, the Nine Shades Clan, the Nine Suns Heavenly Clan, and the Divine Sky Clan had quite a number of people, but they didn't seem to have as many as the other three clans. Wang Zhu didn't come. Qin Yin took out a telescope tool and looked around. Soon, he found Bai Suxin and Xiao Yuelon in the crowd. Xiao Yin, did you see the Divine Moon Clan's king? Ling Yin asked curiously, is she beautiful? I don't know which one is. Qin Yin saw that there are many graceful women from the Divine Moon Clan. They are all wearing snow-white dresses. Some of them have white veils covering their faces, while others are wearing masks. The distance was too far. Even if Qin Yin used his heavenly eye, he could not see their faces. Of course, this is not what Qin Yin is paying attention to. He is paying attention to the Heavenly Law Hall, as well as the people from the other god realms other than the White Sun Divine Realm and the Three-Eye Divine Realm. The people from the Heavenly Law Hall and the Devil Academy have arrived and are standing together. The people from the Heavenly Law Hall are all wearing gorgeous, soft golden armor. The people from the Devil Academy are all wearing magic robes and magic hats, so it is very easy to distinguish them. As one of the Heavenly Law Pavilion's factions, the Dragon Hall has also arrived. They are very close to the people from the Heavenly Law Hall and the Devil Academy. Qin Yin carefully observed and discovered that when the people from the Dragon Hall are looking at the people from the Heavenly Law Hall and the Devil Academy, their expressions are very unfriendly and filled with hostility. The White Sun Divine Realm has 5 divine generals and a group of elders, led by the Little Queen. Qin Yin said in low voice, Three-Eye Divine World also has a large group of three-eyed experts. Three-Eye King is leading them. The powerful races of the Divine Desolate, the 3 sects of the Heavenly Law Pavilion, and the people from the other 6 god realms. Qin Yin only saw the people from the White Sun Divine Realm, the Three-Eye Divine Realm, and the people from the Golden Wing Divine Realm. The people of the Golden Wing Divine World all had a pair of wings. Their wings were different from each other. There were butterfly wings, dragonfly wings, sparrow wings, eagle wings, bat wings, and so on. Although they were all different, they were all golden. The Golden Wing King is an old man. His wings are very domineering golden eagle wings. In the Heavenly Law universe, other than the Heavenly Law Pavilion, he is the only faction that can fly freely. 3 people from the god realms are missing. Where did they go? Qin Yin is puzzled. Normally speaking, this kind of convention should not be missing the other 3 god realms because they are also very strong. Qin Yin believes that this kind of convention cannot be missing him, the Nine Sun Palace King. After all, he has a powerful heavenly law inheritance. He also saved Shinyu Tianlong and injured the 9 Heavens Demon Emperor. This kind of convention must be to discuss how to enter the Divine Desolate, as well as the imminent destruction of the Blue Sky universe. Therefore, he decided to go and infiltrate one of the powerful races to participate. Qin Yin immediately went down the mountain. When he was about to reach the Nine Suns Heavenly Clan, Qin Yin was shocked to see several blue balls of light flying over from the sky. The moment he saw the blue balls of light, he knew they were blue crystal balls. The 9 Heavens Divine Demons were inside. The 5 9 Heavens Divine Demons flying over gave Qin Yin a fright, but when he thought about how many experts there were, he quickly relaxed. What puzzled him was that the 9 Heavens Divine Demons shouldn't be able to fly out of the barrier, but now they have escaped. Qin Yin concealed his aura and carefully approached. He messed up his hair to cover one side of his face, and at the same time smeared his face a little black. He successfully infiltrated the 9 Suns Heavenly Clan group. The 5 9 Heavens Divine Demons hovered in the sky, circling nonstop. Qin Yun originally thought that the people here would fight the nine heavens divine demons, but when he arrived, he discovered that the 5 heavens divine demons were called over by the Heavenly Law Hall. The Heavenly Law Hall even said that the people inside the 5 balls of light came from the Heavenly Law Universe's sacred land, and that they were all Heavenly Law sages. Qin Yun, the Divine Inquisitor, and the others who knew the inside story immediately knew that it was a lie. We are in the middle of a ceremony to welcome the arrival of the Heavenly Law sages. Please wait patiently. An old man from the Heavenly Law Hall said in a clear voice. Bullshit Heavenly Law sages. They're just a bunch of demons. Qin Yun cursed in his heart. At this time, someone hammered his back. Qin Yun turned his head and saw the nameless old man looking at him with a beaming smile. 9-Sun Palace King, you are from the 9-Sun royal family, not our 9-Sun heavenly clan. The nameless old man secretly transmitted his voice to Qin Yun. He didn't dare to let others know that the 9-Sun Palace King was here. If this news spread, it would set off a huge wave. Qin Yun replied, we all have the words 9-Sun in our names. Don't regard me as an outsider. Besides, I also have the bloodline of the 9-Sun heavenly clan in my body. He did fuse with the divine origin of the 9-Sun heavenly clan's bloodline before. The nameless old man knows very well that as long as Qin Yun is present, he will most likely turn the world upside down. Therefore, he is very worried that Qin Yun will use the name of the 9-Sun heavenly clan to cause trouble here. 9-Sun Palace King, when did you enter this heavenly law universe? The nameless old man stood beside Qin Yun and communicated with him mentally. Qin Yun secretly admires this nameless old man, because so many of his acquaintances did not sense his arrival, yet this nameless old man did. I came here very early. Moreover, I obtained a very powerful heavenly law inheritance and became friends with the 3-Eye King and White Sun King. Qin Yun said with a smile, stop bragging. How powerful are the 3-Eye King and White Sun King? Not to mention you. Even the dukes of my 9-Sun heavenly clan would find it difficult to speak with them. Only our kings can stand on equal footing with them. The nameless old man said. Qin Yun acknowledged the strength of Bai Suxin, White Sun King. However, in his eyes, the 3-Eye King is just a trash. He remembered that the 3-Eye King was chased by a 9th heaven divine monster to the point that he cried for his father and mother, and was almost killed. Of course, now the 3-Eye King is in high spirits. He looks very handsome and brave. The eye on his forehead flickered with cold, arrogant light, giving people a very unique, cold, arrogant aura. Old man, are you looking down on me, the 9-Sun Palace King? Qin Yun secretly stepped on the nameless old man's foot. It's not that I'm looking down on you. It's just that you still haven't reached that kind of position. The nameless old man also feels this way. He said with sound transmission, look, Heavenly Law Hall, Devil Academy, and Dragon Hall are all powerful existences of Heavenly Law Pavilion. That Heavenly Law Saint that is about to descend is even more dreadful. That is not Heavenly Law Saint. It is a scoundrel. Qin Yun very seriously transmitted his voice to the nameless old man. Wait a moment. Watch how I expose them. Qin Yun calculated and felt that Xinyu Tianlong should have recovered from his injuries. It is very likely that he is on the way. With Xinyu Tianlong's explosive temper, if he rushed over and saw Heavenly Law Hall and Devil Academies people working together with the 9th heaven divine monster to cause trouble, they might immediately start fighting. Don't act recklessly. This is Heavenly Law Universe, not Divine Desolate. In this place, even divine martial judges' divine punishment flags can't protect you. The nameless old man promptly stepped on Qin Yun's foot and said with sound transmission, we are friends. I don't want you to die here. Heavenly Law Universe's strongest 9th Heaven's Demon Emperor had a hole in his head, but he could still escape unscathed. Therefore, he is not afraid at all. At this time, Heavenly Law Hall's old man shouted, Heavenly Law Saint, appear. The light around the 5 balls of light suddenly disappeared, and 5 blue crystal balls appeared. The blue crystal balls slowly landed on the ground and released a burst of formidable aura. causing many people present to feel apprehensive and let out a burst of cry of alarm. Heavenly Law Saint doesn't want to show himself, but he is willing to communicate with everyone and provide everyone with Heavenly Law divine weapons. Moreover, he will directly refine divine weapons on the spot and give them to everyone. Heavenly Law Hall's old man loudly said. Chapter 2274. Among the big shots here, which one of them doesn't have one or two powerful weapons? Now that they heard that Heaven Law Saint wants to refine weapons for them on the spot, they all feel disdain. Only Three-Eye King and Divine Judge know about the situation, so they know that the weapons made from the blue crystal ball are very strong. Those 9 heaven divine demons hiding inside the blue crystal ball don't seem to know what is happening inside the sealed territory. Otherwise, they would definitely attack Three-Eye King. Those Heavenly Law Hall youngsters who attacked Qin Yun and the others have not come out yet. Qin Yun suspects that they have already been eaten. Heavenly Devil God Race's M.O. Fans Han said, "Divine weapon? And it is being refined on the spot? How long will it take? Do they have any conditions for giving us divine weapon?" Heavenly Law Hall's old man said with smile, "There is no need for any conditions. The reason why they're giving it to you is because Heaven Law Saint and the others think that your weapons are too weak." Too weak? Are they looking down on us? A middle-aged man from Divine Sword Race is very unconvinced. They are all powerful races from Heavenly Law Universe. Even if they came to Heavenly Law Universe, they have pretty good strength compared to the people here. How can they endure being looked down on by others? Heavenly Law Hall's old man seems to be very happy. He laughed heartily and said, "It is not that we're looking down on you. It is just that Heaven Law Saint's weapon is very strong. Even our Heavenly Law Pavilion can only concede defeat." "Oh, then we can compare," Divine Star Race's old man said. Heavenly Law Hall's old man patted the blue crystal ball, and it suddenly condensed into a blue light ray. Not long after, the blue light ray transformed into a long sword. Qin Yun is hiding in the crowd. He is secretly amazed. He condensed a small black saber, and it took half his life. And those 9 heaven divine demons can casually and very quickly condense such a big sword. Qin Yun copied the ability of the 9 heaven divine demons, but his weapon condensing speed is not very fast. "Xiao Yun, your small black saber should be a lot stronger than those blue crystal balls. Moreover, your cultivation is not high, so it is not as easy and fast as them." Ling Yuner said, "The 9 heaven divine demons should not dare to come out. Their appearance is very scary." Qin Yun had seen ordinary 9 heavens divine demons before. He could tell at a glance that they were nothing good. Therefore, they hid in the crystal ball to create a sense of mystery. The old man from the Heavenly Law Hall held the blue crystal sword and said with a smile, "Who wants to try this sword?" A sword condensed directly from energy, yet it called itself a divine weapon. This caused many of the magnates present to be filled with doubts. The middle-aged man from the Immortal Sword Race stood up and said, "I'll do it." The Destiny Sword of the Immortal Sword Race was still very strong. He summoned a golden sword and said, "Let me slash with all my might. Your distinguished self is a sword cultivator. If your natal sword is damaged, we won't be able to forgive you, so your distinguished self should just forget about it and let someone else do it," the old man from the Heavenly Law Hall advised. How can other people's weapons be as strong as our divine sword clan's natal sword? Our origin swords are formed after many years of tempering. The middle-aged man from the Sword God clan said with a proud smile. Many people present sneered disdainfully. They were not convinced by this statement. "All right, then let's do it." The old man from the Heavenly Law Hall held his sword straight and let the Immortal Sword Race man slash at it. The middle-aged man from the Immortal Sword Race shouted loudly. He held the sword with both hands and slashed at the blue crystal sword. Bang! The moment they collided, a loud explosion rang out. The origin sword of the middle-aged man from the Immortal Sword Race was actually unable to cut the blue crystal sword. What was even more shocking was that the natal sword had actually suffered serious damage and was directly shattered. Very strong. The middle-aged man from the immortal sword race said with an ugly expression, "This sword is truly terrifying." "Here you go." The old man from the heavenly law hall laughed loudly and threw the blue crystal sword. The middle-aged man from the immortal sword race caught it in panic and said with wild joy, "Many thanks to the heaven law saint for gifting me the sword." Soon after, the blue crystal ball condensed a few more blue crystal swords. The person from the heavenly law hall held the swords and said, "If you want to obtain the divine weapon gifted by the heaven law saint, then come and take it." They must have some other purpose for giving away this kind of weapon for free. Very soon, a few people rushed over to fight over those few swords. To condense this kind of divine weapon, heaven law saint needs to consume his own blood essence. Everyone here is a very strong person. If you want to obtain a divine weapon, you only need to provide enough blood. The old man from the heavenly law hall suddenly said, "Blood is nothing to these experts. They lost a lot of blood. As long as they rest for a few days and absorb all kinds of energy, they can quickly regenerate." Even so, many experts here are very vigilant because they don't believe that the blue crystal divine weapon is very strong. Heaven Law Saint's blue crystal shell is also made of the same material. Everyone who has a divine weapon, why don't you come and give it a try? You won't be able to break this blue crystal shell. The middle-aged man from the heavenly law hall said with a smile. Soon after, a few middle-aged and old men went over to try. They fiercely hacked at those blue crystal balls, but they couldn't even leave a single mark. Qinyan finds this very funny. If he went out and used a little black saber, he would be able to easily cut those blue crystal balls. He now knows that the heavenly law hall is collecting the blood of experts. That blood can help more 9 heavens divine demons awaken. In addition, if those strong races lost too much blood, their strength would also weaken. At that time, it would be much easier to deal with them. The nameless old man is about to excitedly go over and exchange his blood for the blue crystal divine weapon, but Qinyan pulled him back. Old man, that kind of blue crystal divine weapon is formed from energy. Once the energy is exhausted, it will become a useless rock. Qinyan transmitted his voice to the nameless old man and said, "And they swindled your blood. Maybe they want to use it to do something." The nameless old man carefully thought about it and also felt that something is amiss. At this moment, the old man from the heavenly law hall looked at Bai Suxin and said, "King White Sun, I heard that your White Sun divine power can quickly restore blood. Can you help everyone quickly restore blood so that they can obtain even more blue crystal divine weapons?" "I can't." The masked Bai Suxin coldly replied, "King White Sun, this is a rare opportunity for us. We have enough blue crystal divine weapons. This is a good thing. It's not like you will die if you help us." An old man from the Devil Court said. Golden Wing Divine Realm's Golden Wing King also said, "King White Sun, help us restore blood so that we can exchange for more blue crystal divine weapons. If you need help in the future, we will definitely be duty-bound." Divine Sword Race has already obtained a few swords. Among the ancient races, other than Divine Sun Race, Divine Moon Race, and Divine Heaven Race, all the other races have obtained blue crystal divine weapons and tested them. They are indeed very powerful. Primal Chaos Race's middle-aged man said, "King White Sun, help me quickly restore blood. I want Heavenly Law Saint to help me become a shield. In the future, when you go to Divine Desolate, my Primal Chaos Race will definitely protect you. I also want a shield." Divine Star Race's old woman chuckled and said, "King White Sun, we are both women. You will definitely help me, right? When you go to Divine Desolate, my Divine Star Race will protect you. And if I don't help?" Bai Suxin's voice is ice cold. It is clear that she doesn't want to help at all. "If you don't help, then when you go to Divine Desolate, you'll have a good time." Divine Star Race's old woman said with evil smile. On Divine Moon Race's side, a masked woman said in cold voice, "King White Sun has a good relationship with my Divine Moon Race. What do you want to do?" Primal Chaos Race said, "Divine Moon Race, do you really think we are afraid of you?" At this time, a voice came from inside a blue crystal ball. "King White Sun, you are such a selfish woman. You have benefited so much from Heavenly Law Universe for so many years, yet now you don't have the heart to contribute. Our Heavenly Law Saint will definitely not let you have a good time." Baisushin is very angry, but she can't attack now because those blue crystal balls are very sturdy. Just now, many experts tried to attack them, but they were unable to break them. Qin Yun suddenly walked towards the blue crystal ball. He is holding a small black saber in his hand. "Brat, what are you doing?" An old man from Heavenly Law Hall shouted. "I want to test how strong that blue crystal shell is. If it's very strong, I'll bleed in exchange for a divine weapon." Qin Yun replied. Qin Yun's hair is messy and his face has been smear black. Those who can recognize him are all acquaintances who have a good relationship with him. For example, Bai Su Xin, Xiao Yuelon, and the others immediately recognize that it is Qin Yun. Xia Wufeng is very familiar with Divine Martial Elder and the others. When they saw Qin Yun appear, they began to prepare, because it means that the battle is about to begin. You are only at the profound God realm. Your blood is useless. Heavenly Law Hall's old man looked at Qin Yun with disdain, but he still waved his hand and said, "Go ahead and give it a try. Which family's little demon is it?" He truly doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. At this moment, a voice came from inside the blue crystal ball. A nine heavens divine demon said, "Those with low cultivation can easily be devoured by the Heavenly Law blue crystal during the test. Don't blame us for the consequences." When everyone heard this, they immediately became excited. They all want to see whether or not Qin Yun will be devoured. Qin Yun also knows that the nine heavens divine demon wants to devour someone with low cultivation like him. He walked towards the blue crystal ball, tightly held the small black saber in his hand, and vigorously threw it. With a shio sound, the small black saber flew out and pierced through the 5 blue crystal balls, piercing through the heads of the 5 nine heavens divine demons. Although it did not kill them, it made them extremely furious. Heavenly Law Hall and Magic Academy's people are all stunned. The people who use their blood to exchange for the blue crystal divine weapon are also dumbfounded. That kind of solid blue crystal ball was easily pierced through. "You!" Heavenly Law Hall's old man furiously roared at Qin Yun. "What kind of evil technique did you use?" Divine Martial Elder and Yun Long jumped out and stood in front of Qin Yun. Chapter 2275. Hearing Qin Yun say, "Nine heavens divine demons," Heavenly Law Hall's people are very surprised, because even Magic Institute's people don't know about them. Even in the Heavenly Law Hall, there were not many people who knew about the nine heavens godly demons. Only the core members knew about the existence of the nine heavens godly demons. Heavenly Law Hall's old man said in deep voice, "Don't talk nonsense. You just angered Heavenly Law Saint." Qin Yun said with sneer, "Bullshit Heavenly Law Saint. They're just a bunch of evil demons. If you have the guts, tell them to come out. Everyone will know what they look like." "Are you courting death?" A spear suddenly appeared in the Heavenly Law Hall's old man's hand. He vigorously threw it at Qin Yun. Qin Yun controlled the small black saber to fly over and split the blue crystal spear in half. The blue crystal divine weapon that Heavenly Law Hall bragged about is now so weak that it was cut in two by someone's small black saber. Even Heavenly Law Hall's people are scared by Qin Yun's small black saber. They believe that Qin Yun is very strong. Everyone, don't believe his nonsense. Heavenly Law Saints protect Heavenly Law Universe. They have been cultivating inside Heavenly Law Divine Origin all along. Now that they have come out, they want to pass down even more Heavenly Law inheritances to everyone. The Heavenly Law Hall's old man saw that the situation is not right and wants to rope in people from other strong races. Qin Yun glanced at those big shots and said, "Let me tell you, Heavenly Law Universe is about to be destroyed." Shun Yu Tianlong was swindled by Heavenly Law Hall and was almost eaten by Nine Heavens Demon Emperor, and they want your blood to resurrect more 9 heavens divine demons. Divine Judge said, "We saw it with our own eyes. We were besieged by Heavenly Law Hall's people and were almost killed to feed the 9 heavens divine demons." Xia Wufeng said with sneer, "Heavenly Law Hall's people deliberately gathered everyone here so that they can kill you and send you to the divine demons' territory." The expression of those strong races and people from other god worlds people changed. Their expression suddenly became very bad as they looked at Heavenly Law Hall. At this time, an old man from Dragon Hall who has been silent all this time walked over and asked, "Friend, this old man is Dragon Hall's Vice Hall Master. Have you seen our Hall Master Xinyu Tianlong?" The Dragon Hall had always been at odds with the Heavenly Law Hall. Now that they knew that their Hall Master, Xinyu Tianlong, had been tricked to be fed to some 9 heavens demon king, they immediately drew their weapons and prepared for battle. The Heavenly Law Hall's old man laughed and said, "Vice Hall Master Long, you're an old fox in any case. How can you so easily believe this guy's one-sided words? It's not just his side of the story. There are other witnesses." Vice Hall Master Long's ice-cold eyes revealed a sharp expression as he glared at the old man from the Heavenly Law Hall. The old man from the Heavenly Law Hall also knew that a great battle was unavoidable. He shouted, "Everyone, if you are willing to follow the Heavenly Law Hall, stand behind us. I guarantee that you will obtain more Heavenly Law inheritances. If you don't want to fight alongside us, nor do you want to be our enemy, then please stay away and don't get involved." The people of the Chaos Clan immediately sided with the Heavenly Law Hall. Soon after, the Divine Sword Race, Divine Star Race, and Golden Wing God World's people also walked over. As for the Sky Demon Race, the 9 Sun Sky Race, the Divine Sky Race, and the 9 Shades Race, they stayed far away, not helping anyone. The people from the Dragon Hall, the Divine Moon Race, the Divine Yang Race, the White Sun Divine World, and the 3-Eye Divine World did not leave. It was clear that they wanted to fight the Heavenly Law Hall together. The old man from the Heavenly Law Hall said, "There are no 9 heavens demon gods. They are all Heavenly Law sages now. They're the strongest race in the Heavenly Law universe and control the Heavenly Law divine source. Right now, they're devouring the galaxy in the sky." The Divine Judge said, "Everyone, we have all received Heavenly Law inheritances before. We also have a mission, and that is to destroy some powerful beings. And the 9 heavens demon gods are that kind of evil beings. All the powerful primordial races had received Heavenly Law inheritances before. When they heard the Divine Judge's words, they all secretly believed that the 9 heavens demon gods really existed. But they were not afraid of the Chaos Clan, because they really wanted to cooperate with the 9 heavens demon race. The 9 heavens demon race's blue crystal was very powerful, and they all wanted to control it. On top of that, they all believed that the 9 heavens demon race would definitely descend into the divine desolate and become a powerful faction. If the primordial race and the 9 heavens demon race had good relations with them, they would be able to take care of each other in the divine desolate. The Heavenly Law Hall's elder said with sneer, "You bunch of people who don't know what's good for you. Don't worry, we won't fight you. Next, it will be time for the Heavenly Law Sages to display their strength. 5 Heavenly Law Sages are enough to kill you all." The moment he finished speaking, the 5 blue crystal balls suddenly floated up. 2 of them rushed towards Xinyan. The other 3 floated in the sky and started spinning frantically. As a large crystal ball spun, it shot out blue light rays. Those blue light rays condensed into many blue crystal arrows that shot towards the ground and enveloped the people of the Dragon Hall and the other factions. The Divine Yang race and Divine Moon race's kings are very powerful. They raised their hands and jointly released an extremely large barrier. Their divine power surged out like a giant umbrella opening to block the countless blue crystal arrows. Qin Yun shouted loudly, "Everyone, use the Heavenly Law inheritance to suppress them." There are a few old and middle-aged men in the Dragon Hall who have Heavenly Law inheritance. The divine power they released is very strong and can block the blue crystal balls. Qin Yun suddenly disappeared and flashed behind a crystal ball. He controlled the small black saber to stab the blue crystal ball back and forth. In a blink of an eye, he stabbed the blue crystal ball several hundred times. Seeing the blue crystal ball turn into a beehive in an instant, everyone is horrified. Just now, many experts tried to break the blue crystal ball, but they were unable to leave any mark on it. And Qin Yun's small black saber just casually stabbed the crystal ball several hundred times. Roar! The 9 heavens divine demon inside the crystal ball let out an unpleasant-to-hear roar and then came out of the blue crystal ball. Now everyone can see that the 9 heavens divine demon is completely silver in color. He doesn't look like a heavenly law sage at all. Moreover, his entire body is filled with evil aura. The 9 heavens divine demon has appeared. His body has many holes. Even his head has many holes, but he is still very powerful. Moreover, the wounds on his body are healing at a very fast speed. Although the heavenly law hall's old man is shocked by Qin Yun's power, he laughed loudly and said, "Everyone, did you see that? This is the power of our heavenly law sage. They have undying body. We will also have it in the future." 9 heavens divine demon's recovery power is indeed very dreadful. It must be known that the stronger the body, the harder it is to recover from damage, because it requires even more energy to recover. And this 9 heavens divine demon has this kind of recovery power. It is indeed very heaven-defying. By Su Xin, Xiao Yuelon, and the others want to send voice transmission to Qin Yun to ask if he needs help. But Qin Yun is flashing back and forth. They are unable to send voice transmission. Qin Yun is now using very fast footwork to deal with those 9 heavens divine demons. He is controlling the small black saber to stab their shells into beehives, forcing them to jump out. Very soon, 5 9 heavens divine demons came out. Their bodies are filled with holes, but their power has not weakened a bit. One divine demon punched towards the divine judge and the others. The fist wind brought along a large number of blue crystal needles and enveloped them like a tide. The divine judge and the dragon hall's vice hall master joined hands and used their strongest heavenly law inheritance to form an energy wall to block the dreadful fist wind. If they were hit, those blue crystal needles would pierce their entire body. Just thinking about it makes them feel very scared. The divine moon race, the divine yang race, the dragon hall, and the white sun god domain all launched powerful attacks, and a few formidable martial artists even used their heavenly techniques. However, they were unable to suppress the 5 9 heavens god demons. Heavenly law inheritance is very useful to 9 heavens divine demons, but they have just obtained it not long ago. They are still unable to comprehend the essence of heavenly law inheritance, so they are unable to unleash its might. The heavenly law hall's old man is very proud of himself. He laughed loudly and said, "Did you see that? This is the result of standing on the wrong side." Primal Chaos Race and Divine Star Race's people are secretly happy because they believe that they will be able to grasp the recovery power of 9 heavens divine demons. Bai Suxin is very puzzled. If 9 heavens divine demons have such strong recovery power, why don't they help others recover their blood, but force her to? Qin Yun also thought of this point. This might be the key to unraveling the recovery power of 9 heavens divine demons. But they need to capture a 9 heavens divine demon to research the reason. Qin Yun is also among the crowd. Just like the other juniors, he is looking at the powerful seniors taking action. This can't go on. Those 9 heavens divine demons are very difficult to deal with. Qin Yun looked at the red light beam. It was created by the 9 heavens demon emperor. The number of stars in the sky is decreasing. It means that the seal is about to be broken. Once the seal suppressing the 9 heavens demon race is broken, they will be killed by the demon emperor who rushed out of the seal. Qin Yun took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and used the body condensing rune technique. Through his powerful consciousness, he controlled the blood soul power and condensed a large number of runes in his body. These runes are used to seal the heavenly blood in his body. Using the heavenly universe fire curse will consume all the heavenly blood in his body. Therefore, he wants to seal a portion of the heavenly blood so that it won't be consumed completely. Qin Yun controlled the seal and allowed 10% of the heavenly blood to be lost. Then he used the heavenly universe fire curse. His body flashed and approached a 9 heavens divine demon. While using the heavenly universe fire curse, he also used the heaven explosion finger. He condensed the heavenly universe divine flame from the heavenly universe fire curse and shot it out through the heaven explosion finger. Qin Yun pointed with 2 fingers. Blue flame shot out and hit the body of a 9 heavens divine demon. Boom! The body of the 9 heavens divine demon was hit by the finger power and suddenly exploded into many pieces, burning with blue flame. Qin Yun's move caused all the experts present to feel fear and trepidation. Chapter 2276. That 9 heavens divine demon has been smashed into pieces, but Qin Yun is not sure if it is truly dead, because those pieces are still moving. The other 9 heavens divine demons want to kill Qin Yun even more. Qin Yun is a great threat to them. Whether it is that small black saber or that flame, they're the bane of the 9 heavens divine demons. Qin Yun controlled the seal inside his body and released 10% of his heavenly blood to activate the heavenly universe fire spell. Boom! Exploding heaven finger shot out, and another 9 heavens divine demon exploded. Heavenly Law Hall's people originally planned to watch the battle from the side. They believed that the 9 heavens divine demons would be able to defeat the Dragon Hall and the other major factions. But Qin Yun's appearance caused the 9 heavens divine demons to suffer a setback. 2 of them were killed in an instant. "Protect him!" Bai Suxin suddenly shouted. Soon after, Divine Judge and Yun Long rushed towards Qin Yun to prevent the Heavenly Law Hall from attacking him. And the Dragon Hall's experts also prepared to defend. Heavenly Law Hall's old man said in deep voice, "We should also take action. We must capture that evil guy as soon as possible." Heavenly Law Hall and Magic Academies, people rushed to the front. Qin Yun continuously used Exploding Heaven Finger and Transcending Void Step to nimbly shuttle back and forth, killing the remaining 9 heavens divine demons one by one. The 9 heavens divine demons that were praised by the Heavenly Law Hall have now been turned into pieces. Qin Yun only consumed half of his heavenly blood after killing those few 9 heavens divine demons. After this, his usage of heavenly blood and heavenly universe fire spell has greatly improved. It is not like before, where his heavenly blood would be used up in one use. After killing the 9 heavens divine demon, Qin Yun retreated and immediately retreated. He left the rest of the battle to Long Tang and other powerful factions. Qin Yun became invisible in the chaotic battle and disappeared in an instant. The Heavenly Law Hall's people are unable to lock on him. Qin Yun quietly left the battlefield. He wants to quickly recover the heavenly blood he consumed earlier. He wants to maintain his peak condition as much as possible. After leaving the battlefield, he arrived at a mountain forest and released the floating cloud pagoda. Just as he was about to enter the floating cloud pagoda, he sensed a familiar aura behind him. It brought along a faint cold fragrance. Qin Yun immediately turned around and saw a woman dressed in a plain white dress. The woman was cold and alluring. Her hair was tied up in a high ponytail. Her beautiful eyes looked calm, but they exuded a bone-chilling, killing intent. "Well on." Qin Yun immediately ran over and hugged her. He said with a mischievous smile, "My little wife, I miss you so much." Xiao Yuelan's ice-cold aura disappeared in an instant. Her face was filled with hidden bitterness and gentleness. She said lightly, "You really make people worry." Qin Yun carried her into the floating cloud pagoda and said with a smile, "How is it worrying? Did you see how strong your little hubby was just now? I know you're amazing." Xiao Yuelan's charming and limpid eyes rippled with a kind of captivating charm, causing Qin Yun's heart to thump loudly. Qin Yun said with a smile. Well on, those 9 heavens divine demons are very powerful. It was not easy for me to kill them. Xiao Yuelon pinched him and curled her lips. You're amazing. Currently, the divine moon race and the divine yang race could not do anything to those 9 heavens divine demons, unless we have a more thorough understanding of the heavenly law inheritance. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon kissed each other and exchanged information about the heavenly law universe. Long Tang has already contacted the divine moon race and the divine yang race and secretly discussed some matters. However, only Wang Jun knows the specifics. Yuelon, it is very difficult for me to break through now. Qin Yun sighed and said, if I can break through this hurdle, I might be able to become a heavenly god very quickly. Xiao Yun, you need to fuse with the divine moon bloodline divine origin. Only the divine moon race's emperor can help you. Xiao Yuelon lightly frowned and said, according to what I know in the divine moon race, the divine moon race's emperor is very mysterious. How can the divine moon race's emperor help me? Don't tell me I really have to. Qin Yun felt a headache just thinking about this. If you want to break through, you can only deal with her. Xiao Yuanmei lightly shook her head. I don't know the specifics. Unless you talk to her face to face, maybe you don't need to talk to her. I will talk to Hua Xue. I will talk to the divine moon race's emperor through her. Qin Yun said, he has no other choice. He originally thought that he would be able to find an opportunity to break through in this heavenly law universe. This way, he wouldn't need to look for the divine moon race's emperor. Xiao Yuelon said, the blue sky cosmos can't hold on any longer. The 9 heavens demon race will definitely descend upon the divine desolate. We must prepare for a long period of time to fight against the 9 heavens demon race. At that time, the primal chaos race, divine sword race, and divine star race will also be our enemies. Yuelon, what is Sister Kira doing? I really want to see her. Qin Yun has not seen Siekaru for a long time. She is busy with important matters. Those matters are not something we can touch. When the time comes, we will naturally be able to see her. Xiao Yuelon grabbed Qin Yun's hand and said, Xiao Yun, what Sister Kiru is doing is for you and us. I know. Qin Yun nodded and sighed. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly, a burst of loud noise came from outside. Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon immediately walked out of the floating cloud pagoda. They saw that the Star River Great Formation in the sky is dropping down huge stars. Oh no, the 9 heavens demon emperor is about to break the seal. Qin Yun's expression changed greatly. He said, Yuelon, we must quickly leave this place. At this moment, an angry dragon roar echoed. It is the roar of the divine, universe, heavenly dragon. A formidable dragon power suddenly rushed towards the direction where the red light beam came from. The divine universe, heavenly dragon, flew over. A crescent moon suddenly appeared on Xiao Yuelon's forehead. She used her finger to press the crescent moon imprint and said in low voice, I will contact my sisters and tell them to leave immediately. The battle between Heavenly Law Hall and Dragon Hall is not small. After the divine universe, Heavenly Dragon appeared, it became even more intense. Qin Yun closed his eyes and sensed the surrounding situation. He only sensed a faint spatial fluctuation. Xiao Yun, did you discover anything? Xiao Yuelon saw Qin Yun's tightly knitted brows. Not good. The space inside the blue sky universe is about to be destroyed. Qin Yun opened his eyes and said, I have to inform them and tell them to leave before the space collapses so that they won't be injured. Just as he was about to go over, the space in front of him suddenly fluctuated and an old man wearing a white robe appeared. The space god has appeared. Brother, why are you here? Qin Yun said in alarm. I came in earlier than you. The space god said, let me inform them, Heavenly God Desolate is going to be very lively. Xiao Yuelon asked, if the blue sky universe is destroyed in Heavenly God Desolate, will it be a good thing or a bad thing for Heavenly God Desolate? There are still many heavenly law inheritance inside the blue sky universe. When the time comes, a large number of heavenly law inheritance beads will be scattered all over Heavenly God Desolate. From this point, it is a good thing for Heavenly God Desolate. However, there is also a bad thing. It is that group of 9 heavens divine demons that are very difficult to deal with. The space god said, "Will a large number of heavenly law inheritance beads really appear?" Qin Yun said, "If that is really the case, then even more people will be able to master heavenly law inheritance. It will not be that difficult to deal with 9 heavens divine demons." The space god nodded and said, "I will go find the divine chief and the others. It is also time for me to report to the divine chief." He looked at the floating cloud pagoda and said, "Put away your pagoda. I will send you back to Heavenly God Desolate." "You can directly send us back?" Qin Yun is somewhat amazed. He promptly put away the floating cloud pagoda. The space god waved his hand, opened a space crack, and said with a smile, "Old brother, we will meet again." Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon entered the space crack. They returned to Heavenly God Desolate. They appeared in the sky of Heavenly God Desolate. The blue sky universe is far away in front of them. The surface of the blue square body is actually cracking. Qin Yun said, "With this old brother space god here, Yueme and others will be able to come out very soon." The space god must have obtained a very strong heavenly law inheritance. Moreover, it is related to space. Not long after, Qin Yun and Xiao Yueme found out through the soul-chasing talisman that Xiao Yueme and others have arrived at Heavenly God Desolate. Boss Xie and others have come out. Qin Yun felt a lot relieved. What about Shun Yu Tianlong? He shouldn't be fighting 9 heavens demon emperor, right? Xiao Yuelon asked. Very likely. Qin Yun looked at the blue sky universe and saw many people rushing out from the crack. There are many people inside. Moreover, they are from different god realms. They realized that Heavenly Law universe is finished and fled in fear. Heavenly God Desolate is very big. Accommodating these people is not a problem. The biggest problem is the 9 heavens demon race, Heavenly Law Hall, and Magic Academy's evil people. It seems like the blue sky universe's self-destruction is unable to exterminate the 9 heavens demon race. Xiao Yuelon looked at the blue sky universe. Her expression gradually became ice-cold, because she saw many silver figures rushing out from the blue sky universe and landing on the ground. Those silver figures are 9 heavens divine demons. 9 heavens demon emperor has awakened even more 9 heavens divine demons. Many people from all over the world are watching from the blue sky universe. Some busybodies approached those silver 9 heavens divine demons to see the situation. They did not expect that they would be directly grabbed, torn to shreds, and gnawed. 9 heavens divine demons are very cruel, especially those who have just awakened after being sealed for many years. They directly grabbed people and ate them. This immediately caused a large group of people to flee in fear. Lui Shuyan and Yushi arrived beside Qin Yun and Xiao Yuelon. "We should quickly leave. The 9 heavens divine demon army is simply unable to resist." Yushi said in deep voice, "I am the emperor of Moonshi race. It is time for me to lead the 9-sun royal family." Lui Shuyan said, "White Sun divine realm and 3 I divine realms people have run out. This is worth roping in. Divine Grand Inquisitor will do this." "What about Yueme and Sister Rujing?" Xiao Yuelon asked. "You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.